And we are back, Jesse. We are live for the Mid-Season Draft 2026. We're producing this ourselves. We're kind of under the pump a little bit here in the background, but I'm pretty calm about this now.
You've really put your balls out on the table today, Dylan.
I have put my balls out on the table.
With these delicious cheese balls. I don't know what they are. They have a bolognese flavour.
I've been sort of hospitising. Is that a word? Hospitalizing. I've been preparing your food in the background for you to come. I've been preparing this set, and here we are.
It is fantastic. Thank you for having me. You're the draft guru, so it's great to have your insights. The draft guru?
The guru.
What did I say? Just say guru?
Guru.
I don't know.
Guru.
Anyway.
Is everyone getting us loud and clear? I think we need to just...
I imagine that was all silent.
I think we need to double check everything first.
That was our best content too.
It was our best content. I think everything is going well. Give us a thumbs up in the chat so we can sort of kick in here. I am doing all of the producing myself tonight, so bear with me. I'm going to try my best.
Well, you did a great job on Monday as well. Man, we were here 24 hours ago. It's a tough life being a content creator.
It really is, isn't it? We should complain more.
Yeah. But in any case, we're very excited to have you all here. I got to say, it's a draft. It's a draft. Feels icky not having pick one. I'm used to that now. I've become very accustomed to having the first pick. We've had 3 or 2 number one picks. McCarthy and Maric were our mid-season number ones.
Hutchinson at 3.
Hutchinson at 3. And then and obviously 2 national draft number ones as well. This is uncharted territory.
I know what you mean. This is probably as well for me, like at least for mid-season drafts, we don't have one of those like top picks. I was looking at the order this morning and I'm like, we come in at like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Which doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
It usually feels like we come into these and we can kind of take whichever player we want.
Yeah.
We're going to be getting someone a little bit further down the order, but it's interesting. Who do you think is going to go tonight? I think we're pretty certain that Jackson Artemis is a lock to the Bombers.
Yep.
We're happy with that.
Yep, absolutely. Sorry, I had a tab open prepared.
Okay.
And as soon as you put that question to me, I'm in disarray because I closed the tab.
Sure.
Yeah, so Jackson Artemis I think has been quite widely... It's been widely accepted he's going pick one. The only thing that's changed is obviously there's a club that has pick one with the recent results of Richmond.
Well, that was the thing because initially when he was first reported to be the player that clubs were looking at, it was more of a connection specifically to Richmond. And then obviously that game at the weekend with Essendon and Richmond changed things a little bit. But it does feel like Essendon are still keen on that player. I think Artemis as a pacey sort of winger, a pacey halfback, someone that has a bit of drive, can carry the ball, can kick the ball. He gives them something a little bit different. He's not the most obvious player for the Bombers because I think with a lot of their halfbacks, they've targeted more of those controller types. You know, they like those good kickers, players that play within a smaller radius, Zach Johnson, Archie Roberts. They're kind of technical players that can control the ball and keep the ball, but not necessarily with that penetration. So Artemis offers something maybe athletically a little bit different.
Absolutely. And good noble stock coming out of Western Australia too. We do have a super chat I want to acknowledge from Jay Oss. Thank you so much. He says, good evening, gentlemen. Carlton for a key forward, ? As far as I can tell, I think the one player they've been linked to is Thomas Barnett out of the Coburg's VFL. Obviously a key defender, not a key forward.
Can be a bit of a swingman though.
Yeah, okay. Yep. There you go. That opens the door a little bit there. We were talking a little bit off air about Tom Scully, who is formerly on Port Adelaide's list and has nominated for this mid-season draft. I haven't heard any links to any clubs in particular, but he is in the mix.
I think he's more been linked to the South Australian clubs.
Yeah,
from what I've seen, and I certainly haven't seen as much as someone like a Tom Scully playing in the state league in SA. So it's a little bit more tricky. But you certainly look at Carlton's list, and you have done for the last couple of years. It's definitely a list depth hole, and with Curnow going out at the end of last year, it's probably even more so. Like if you look at their players, Mackay, Kemp, and I stop.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that is a glaring hole. Whether they address that in the national draft or the mid-season draft, I think even though they're established kind of players who have shown a bit of development, being a little bit older, it's still a little bit more of a raffle, I would still say. So I reckon when you've got a pick in the top handful, you're still probably leaning best available. Another player they've been linked to is Zamir Bammett, who's an inside midfielder, probably a player that doesn't fit their needs at all.
This is a funny one because Bammett had, I think, maybe not necessarily a breakout game, but he had a really top-end performance against the Carlton VFL team.
Right.
I watched that game. It was the day that it was down at Arden Street, Carlton and North Melbourne, and then we came and streamed the AFL afterwards. He played really well in that game, and you wonder, the amount of Carlton people that were watching that game. I'm sure there were coaching staff there. Like a Michael Voss was there at the time.
Yeah, right.
There was a lot of staff. I think even Josh Fraser was down there watching that game.
Greg Williams there?
Greg Williams was there, and he asked me for where to get a good coffee in the area.
He asked you for a coffee?
He asked me not for it. He said, can I have that?
Hi, I'm Greg Williams.
Just give it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what was I saying? I was saying that there was a lot of Carlton people down there.
Yes.
And it's always good if you're looking to get drafted and you have that performance against a rival team, it just makes you a little bit more noticeable.
Yeah, that's a good point. Somebody's pointing out, be careful what you open up on the laptop screen. I think your laptop is in the view. Zac Efron tasteful nudes. That's not what I expected to see there. I thought we were doing the mid-season draft.
Is that? Oh, it is too.
Yeah, slightly.
Yeah.
It's okay. We also have another super chat. Thank you, Matt Weber. Thank you so much. He says, how hopelessly sentimental am I being in hoping that West Coast takes Zach Mainwaring? That would be a great story.
It would be a great story. How likely do you think that is, though?
I think a pretty slim chance, but there is at least some noise that he could get picked up. They could just wait till the national draft and get him as a father-son. I'd imagine you don't stop being eligible later.
No. No, that's true.
I don't really think he's been in the frame, but my understanding loosely with Zach, I haven't followed his career, is that I think, during his teenage years, he sort of lost a little bit of love for the game. And then I think he's been a bit of a late bloomer in terms of playing well at waffle level for Claremont. And I have heard the link before. I would probably bet against it tonight, though.
Okay. So what, as a West Coast fan, before we look into actual specific players with West Coast, who do you think you need? Like what types of players do you need?
I think probably a key defender with Harry Edwards. His future very unclear at this point in time. We're going in a little bit light, and to begin with, it wasn't a big strength. So a key defender would be great. I think even though Bailey Williams looks like a rapidly improving player, you'd still probably want to bolster the ruck situation. If your second best ruck is still Matt Flynn, I think you can improve. And they have been linked to Caleb May with the third selection in tonight's draft. So that could happen. But if West Coast, and I believe I've read that they're looking key defensive or at least defensive and ruck in terms of players. So they're kind of aligned, at least with what my opinion is.
So this gets really interesting. I've been watching in the last couple of days since he's been more on the radar, a guy by the name of Kai Anand, who is from Barwon Heads. He's playing with the Geelong VFL this season. And he's probably the one that really jumps off the page when you look at him. He's got more of that sort of Harris Andrews type, very long, puts the arms up and sort of, gets really above. He's very athletic, jumps at the ball. I think he's the standout key position defender in this crop. The issue is, and where it gets very interesting, is that Richmond, who haven't really been linked to him at all in the last couple of days, apparently went down to visit him, their recruiting team. Remember they did that with Sam Cumming in the national draft right before the draft, and they've done that again with Anand. And I feel like on some level it is to get ahead of West Coast, who would be, potentially taking that player at pick 3. Yeah,
you could be right. There seems to be a few key defenders on the market in this particular mid-season draft. So
it's just the quality factor though, right?
Yeah.
It's like, and that's what it always happens with these rookie drafts. Like we need that player. A lot of teams will say like an Adelaide Crows, for example, they'll be like, we need a midfielder, but you're probably not going to get the midfielder that you need in this draft.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Whereas you could get a rock solid key defender or like role-playing midfielder usually. It's probably rare that you get a genuine bona fide player of a key position.
John Newcombe's probably...
There's an exception. Sam Durham. I agree though. You're probably not looking... with Carlton specifically in a key forward, what are the odds they pick a key forward out of the state leagues now that's going to lead their next generation? That's probably more of a national draft.
It's unlikely, isn't it? I mean, there are always those, exceptions. You get a player, someone like a Brody Mychek.
Yeah, okay.
True. Who kind of, I reckon at the time, and I cannot remember this, and I wasn't following it closely enough to remember exactly, but I reckon when he was picked up, he was more seen as a stopgap. Someone that was already operating, like he was a VFL best and fairest winner. He was operating at a high level. And he would have been selected as a player where he's going to come in, if we get injuries, he's going to be a depth player. And then he just made himself undroppable. Do you almost, as a fan, what would you prefer? Would you prefer to go for that really recently out of the draft, like that kind of improver, maybe like we're talking there, Bammett, Oliver Griffin type player? Or do you like the idea of your club going for someone that's ready-made and then maybe they can just play themselves into form or into a career?
I think it's purely a case-by-case thing, to be honest, rather than having a general philosophy. I think there probably are examples of kids who can be drafted at 19 and develop. They just developed a little bit later, and that's perfectly excusable. But I think back to when we took Ryan Maric, that was probably that situation. That being said, Tom McCarthy's probably looking like a better player, and he was drafted much later. So I think you look at the individual circumstances, and a lot of the recurring themes are either maybe they were underdeveloped at 18, or they, matured, or they didn't take their footy seriously until a little bit later. There's so many different circumstances that could be possible. I don't know if you'd pick ready-made versus teenage prospects.
I think you're spot on. I think you're spot on. It does have to be a case-by-case basis. You've got to... I know football clubs for these types of drafts, it's harder for them to do the work. They've got a small recruiting team. They're putting in all of that work to get to the national draft, which is the big needle mover, right? Because that's the most talented kids in the country.
Yes.
So it's harder to get boots on the ground and put sort of resources, I guess, into this draft, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But I asked you about the positional part for West Coast. What's a want for you? Like Jesse sitting here, I'm a West Coast fan. Who's the player that you just think is the sexiest?
I'm not sure. I think my best case scenario is walking away with a long-term key defender.
Yeah,
that's probably my most that's probably the thing that would quench my thirst the most.
So maybe an Anand?
Yeah, yep. If he is deemed the best available there, I think from what we've read, Caleb May seems to be the one. I think they reported last year that McCarthy would be the one well in advance, and that they, in other words, you can probably rely on that information being correct.
They do tend to do that though, more so with pick one.
Yeah.
Toomey always
Hutchinson,
seems to...
was also early, I reckon, for us.
See, I thought Hutchinson, my memory serves me that Hutchinson was actually tipped to go higher.
I do remember being in Greece on a Kentucky at the time, so maybe my memory wasn't quite right there. But I thought I knew we were getting Hutch. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
No, I think you did, but I'm maybe talking like a couple of days before.
Yeah,
that was broken, but then that checks out with what you're saying.
Yeah. But yeah, in any case, 208 centimetre ruckman, that's also something that we don't have on our list, and you'd probably be one of the tallest, probably the tallest eagle ever. What about you and North Melbourne coming in at a lowly pick
it's
6
a really
or whatever?
interesting one. I think the one that I want the most is Griffin.
Yeah.
We've been linked to him, but we've also been linked to Bammett, which is a little bit interesting for me because I thought North Melbourne might take the idea of going for that ready-made player a little bit more in this draft. We're a team that doesn't really need another project, do we?
No.
Yeah, I can understand it from the perspective someone like a Bammett or even a Griffin for that matter, get them in, sort of like that Retchko pick for Richmond, where it's like they're a late, they're a rookie type pick. They're not the highest of talent, but you bring these guys in and it's like, oh, Bammett, we can get him to play a wing role for us, or we can get him to play a small forward. And he can be a bit of a worker bee. But I kind of thought we'd go for that more mid-20s guy, a 25-year-old, a 26-year-old.
Yeah.
It's just ready to play, can come in, more of that Tom Blamires type pick. But then that had context as well because it was a direct replacement for Jackson Archer.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I'd say my preference though, just to put a line under it, Griffin.
Yeah, I was going to suggest, would he have the most point of difference maybe out of some of the other guys you mentioned there?
I think so.
I think Marcus Herbert though.
Yeah, see that's potentially where I
appeal.
expected. The only thing is I think they'll probably assume that he's going to go a little higher than that. Been linked to Richmond. I know Anand is always also linked to Richmond. I think Herbert's in the mix for you guys as well, potentially.
Yeah.
And then you've got a Carlton and a Port Adelaide that both sit in there as well. So it's a tricky one. I reckon the question, just back to what I was saying about Griffin, do you reckon that would potentially mean the end? I know this is a big call, but would this be the end of someone like a Cam Zurhaar? If Griffin could get in ahead of him?
Yeah, there's a long road to getting onto the list first and then usurping Cameron Zurhaar. I mean, Dersman's also playing. I would have thought that Griffin.
I'd prefer Griffin
to Dersma. So there you go. That's probably one spot before you even get to Zurhaar.
Yeah, and Zurhaar's being trialed as a defender.
Yeah, okay. Is that still happening? Is it?
Well, he started there against Gold Coast, and then he moved forward.
I see.
So whether there's some sort of a pattern there where Clarkson wants to kind of use him as a bit of a swingman, where he can go back and forward. I don't really know. I mean, you look at probably a similar players, maybe someone like a Blake Hardwick, at Hawthorn, who kind of plays that where he'll start back, he'll lock down, and then he'll go forward, and you free him up a little bit. But I don't know. I just think Zurhaar's in that point in his career where it's a little bit precarious for him. He hasn't really been able to lock down a spot. I don't think he's playing that third tall role very well. And I like what Griffin does because Griffin actually he genuinely brings the physicality. We were talking before about the player comparison for him, and you brought up Logan Morris.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one. I actually think that's a good one. Like, I reckon he could generally be a strike forward.
Wow.
And he's got the ground level skills. I reckon he's maybe, compared to a Morris, he's not quite as good in the air. He's a little bit shorter, which kind of hurts him in the air a little bit, but he's better at ground level.
Oh, now I want Griffin.
You want Griffin?
I'll
have one of those. Maybe I'm overselling him. I know a lot of people don't rate Griffin as high.
Through the cycle of the mid-season draft and following it, there was a time where I did want Griffin. I thought like he suited us. So it'd be nice to see him get picked up pretty early tonight. I do want to get to the chat down. We have 519 in the chat.
Wow.
So thank you all for being here. And we didn't want to lose momentum here. But Rogue Riot, first of all, thank you, mate. To sell me on some players deal. Keen on a few names. Maybe you kind of just did that. Is there anyone else you'd probably highlight as a player you like?
Is that for Rogie?
Yeah.
So Collingwood come in at pick 9, right?
Yeah.
Players that they've been linked to are Jackson Voss in particular, small defender out of Frankston.
Yes.
So he's a running halfback. I believe he's been on an AFL list before, Jackson Voss. I think I'm right in saying that.
I don't know.
I probably should know that
I don't
element
really
of him.
remember that.
But he's a 25-year-old, a running defender, a small defender. I think the player comparison would be someone like a John Noble from the Gold Coast Suns. So not someone that's blessed with athleticism, but his one wood and his major weapon is his kicking. He's got a really penetrative left foot kick. He can hit up targets. He can hit those cross-body kicks, those low sort of penetrating darts. And he's got genuine penetration on the kick. Like, he can run in and kick goals from outside 60. So he's a threat. I mean, at AFL level, is he going to be a top liner? Probably not. But I think he's someone that the Collingwood are really into. And I think they like to go for those guys that have a little bit more age like that can come in and potentially play. We've seen that with players like Richards, who they've brought in the past, those type of guys. So the other one they're into, though, is Harrison Coe.
Okay.
He's a ruck out of the VFL as well. And I guess that would be the Oscar Steen direct replacement a little bit more so. So I think they're looking...
They would have 2 picks, I presume, with Elliott and Steen.
So going back to the clubs, actually, Collingwood actually have 3 picks.
Oh, wow. Are they taking all 3?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Because I thought the final draft order would indicate... No, they do have 3 picks in the order, I reckon. Yes, they do. So they must be taking 3 picks. Melbourne is also taking 3 picks.
There's 4 clubs.
And Port.
Yeah, there's 4 clubs that kind of, I think, shape this draft. West Coast with 2, Port Adelaide with 3, Collingwood with 3, and Melbourne with 3 as well. And everybody else just has the 1.
Yes, interesting. On Jackson Voss, not been on an AFL list before, but there has been Vosses. Was it Casey Voss is Michael's son? And Jackson is his nephew.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember if Casey got on a list, but he was talked about as being draftable once. So I don't know exactly where that landed. We do have Grizio in the chat as well. Thank you so much. 617 in the chat. Chuck a like on the stream if you don't mind, guys. That would be really appreciated. Gritio says, MSD feels like a once over needs kind of situation unless you're in 18th. Bit of an inverse on the national draft. How do you guys think they affect each other? It's a good question.
It is a good question. I don't think they affect each other as much as people think. I get this a lot when I'm mocking players for the national draft, and people will say like we just brought in this guy in the mid-season draft or the rookie draft or whatever it is. We've got this amount of list spots, but genuinely when it comes to your high-end talent, I think you're doing that a little bit less. It comes down to I think with where you're targeting in the national, you're looking more about like holistic game plan. What does the coach want to do? And there's that like constant discourse between the recruiting team and the coaching team of like, what do we want to do? What type of players do we want to bring into the club that are going to make this system work? The mid-season draft, you're just trying to get bonuses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, honestly, you're trying to get guys that you think can fulfill roles. You're still looking at those similar profiles, but you're not picking national based on mid.
No, absolutely. It can be useful for teams in a premiership or finals tilt.
Yeah.
It's also quite useful for picking up like more mature players for rebuilding clubs as well. Just that bigger body as well, I think.
I would say though, like let's put this one back into that question. I think it's a good question. Like someone like a Giant Newcombe, when he was picked up in the mid-season draft, he wouldn't have affected their national, but he would now.
Yes. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I think you summed that out up nicely. Got more super chats. Thank you so much, guys. Jesse, this is from Ugg Mammoth. Jesse, more or less worried for Sunday after Brad Scott getting the sack. Keep up the great work, fellas. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's not a great time.
Dangerous.
I always thought it would be a bit of a danger game, though, just with the, like, I feel like with the negativity on Essendon right now, regardless of whether the coach gets sacked, that loss to Richmond, I think there was always going to be a response the following week. So I think we were already a little bit in the firing line. On the other hand, West Coast themselves will think, what happened 3 weeks ago? Richmond beat us when they shouldn't have. Let's not do that again.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tip us, but yeah, absolutely, I'm not super confident about it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and both teams could be lining up with their mid-season draftees straight into the team.
Historically, and we've had a few of these, we give it at least a week.
Yep.
So I'm not sure, particularly if we take Caleb May, who's, excuse me, like a 20-year-old ruckman, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
He won't play for sure.
No, he won't play, but I was thinking more someone like an Artemis.
Artemis could.
I feel like he could play.
He could play.
He also got pulled out of the VFL for the last couple of games as well.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Getting him nice and fresh.
Get him in your fantasy or game day squad teams. I don't know if game day squad will have him. They might do. They'd have to enter him into the system soon. Freddie's super coach, another super chat. Thank you so much. We have nearly 700 in the chat. Thank you, guys. Is Stevens one that will be looked at? Also, would Melbourne look at Tyrone Umu, a Casey Ford who is dominant all preseason for the D's? Thank you, Freddie.
So what was the first part of that?
Stevens one who will be looked at.
Stevens.
Which Stevens are we talking about?
Yeah, I've just got to figure out which Stevens you're talking about. Yeah. I'll cross on to Amu, who I watched a lot last year. I don't know. I think clubs are genuinely concerned, as we just get the flash up here, that the mid-season rookie draft is about to start here. I'm super, super excited. Amu, he's a big-bodied forward. He's one of those kids where you're always a little bit worried that is he just dominating so much because of his size and his physical strength. I think he probably needs to be able to improve his running a little bit. I remember watching him at the combine and he really struggled to get around the track. So probably clubs would be worried about that. They don't really like necessarily those just bare in the square guys. You look at the top key position forwards in the comp at the moment, even someone like Josh Tracy, he's powerful and he's strong, but he can still run really, really well and he can get high up the ground. I think Amu has to get himself right physically so that he can run. Look what Cooper Trembath did, another mid-season draftee. So he was someone a little bit like that. He had a big size to him and he had a little bit of puppy fat and he had to get that off, get his running ability up. And look what he's doing now. Jesse, I think we're only moments away. There's activity happening.
I reckon, just looking, I don't think there's a Stevens there's a Benjamin Stevens from St. Bernard's in the VAFA who's nominated, but it could have been Jaden Stevenson. Who's been kicking bags in the VFL.
I don't think anyone takes Stevenson, do they?
I feel like we would have heard about it more, maybe.
What would...
I don't know. I mean, he trained on with Port, right? And they said no thank you.
Exactly. And there's always redemption stories. And I wouldn't want to just completely rule a line through him, but what would have changed between now and the preseason? He's gone away. He's kicking bags of goals. But
to be fair, that's compelling. If you're kicking did he kick 7 in the VFL?
Yeah,
pretty good.
I don't know if recruiters are necessarily looking at pure goals like that. Of course, Jaden Stevenson is, too good for the VFL.
Yeah. Well, is it an of course?
Well,
to clarify my point though, if he's not doing AFL pre-seasons, then it's still impressive that he's dominating the VFL. It still implies the talent there. He seems pretty driven, but I'm not really in a position to be able to make that call, am I?
Yeah. It's just a tough one. It feels like because of his past AFL career, it feels like there's baggage.
Yeah.
Young and Tasty just says, imagine Jaden Stevenson at North Melbourne.
That'd be hilarious. Or back to the Pies.
The Pies?
Back to the Pies?
Or back to the Pies. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the player that's just gone down that's opened up a list spot for them in Jamie Elliott, there would be some sort of a crossover in the position that those two could play.
Yeah, that's true. Rift says Axel Walsh has had 44 disposals, 14 clearances and 43 hitouts.
Wow.
What game was that in? Was that the trial game or something like that? Or
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Let us know.
Yeah, or is he playing Colts? For those unaware, he is going to be one of the top picks in the Tasmania draft.
Paul Amy's big on Frankston, Ruckman, Harrison Co., who I just mentioned is linked to Collingwood at the moment. 204 centimetres. Saturday night, he had 9 marks, 4 contested, 20 disposals and a goal. I feel like this happens as well in the lead up to the mid-season draft. All of these guys, look at the performances of the top dogs in the lead up to the mid-season draft. Marcus Herbert, he had a 33 disposal, 2-goal game. Sam Toner had a 25 disposal, 2-goal game. Everyone starts to just lift a little bit. Noah Hibbins-Hargraves is pumping him out over in the waffle as well. So
it'd be nice to see him picked up. I don't know why I've sort of attached myself to it. Noah Hibbins-Hargraves, and I hope he succeeds.
Yeah, there is. I don't know. Like, there's an element where you must have felt how he's kind of spoken about that more recently. He kind of disappeared straight after the draft.
Yeah, okay.
And he's done a few more interviews recently where he's talked about it. Like, he was sure that he was going to get drafted.
Yeah.
He was certain.
I think we all were,
I was
to be
too.
fair. Yeah, I thought it looked like he was going to be potentially first round.
Yeah. And he was, at the time, like one of the best players in the talent league, and then just to completely miss out must have been gut-wrenching for him. I do find it difficult to see where recruiters are going to have changed their minds significantly on a player like that they didn't, all 18 clubs. He was such a high performer at that time. And then to go 6 months later, like, what has changed?
Yeah, I agree. It's not as though he's carving it up. He is playing well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. You'd think it's going to take a little bit more time to win them over.
Yep.
If it was non-footballing reasons. I'm just having a look at the list. So Tajwal Woden, some familiar names. Izzy Winder, former West Coast Eagle.
Yep.
He has been playing really well as well. There is another Voss. Oh, Wes Wally has nominated as well.
Oh, where's Wally? Yeah, interesting. I haven't seen much of him this season. I don't know how he's been going in the waffle.
Where's Wally? I actually haven't followed him either.
Are you actually saying where's Wally?
No.
I thought you were actually saying where's Wally.
Well, it's hard. They do sound very similar, don't they? Zane True, former Eagle.
Yep.
Theo Doropoulos. Theo Doropoulos was a cricketer, and I think he now reads the news in SA. But this last guy, this game's...
Is that Ricky?
Yeah, Ricky Theodoropoulos. The guy I'm thinking of is Theo Doropoulos. This guy is Ricky Theodoropoulos. I'm spinning out here.
Ricky's a good little player.
Yeah, okay.
He was at the Sandringham Dragons last year.
Yeah.
Small forward, good pace and power. A bit similar to someone like, I'm just watching some of the draft pictures that are coming up here at the moment. He's a bit similar to someone like a Huss El Ashkar.
Okay.
That type of small forward. As Jesse just takes one of my balls.
Anyway.
Who have we got getting the celebrations here? Is that Dersma?
Gabriel Stumpf.
Stumpy,
he's nominated. Brent Eagle. Who else? Ethan Stanley. Was he on a Hawthorns list?
Oh, was that actually Artemis getting drafted?
I think it started.
Did we just miss pick one?
Maybe.
We missed Artemis. Well, he was an absolute shoo-in anyway. An absolute shoo-in. I'm going to get my graphics up here.
Yep.
We're doing this together, guys. We're doing this together.
Yeah. Oh, you got the graphics?
Yeah.
Well, look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
Kylan Sanders, very close to Colonel.
Very close to Colonel. There we go.
Locke Rawlinson, former Eagle. I'm just picking out.
Oh, here we go.
Eagles.
Kai Anand has gone to the Tigers. Okay. They've taken the key position defender. Jesse. So here he is. Look at his stuff. So he's very, very tall, very, very lanky. He looks a little bit like, I know I've heard him being compared to Harris Andrews, but he actually reminds me a little bit with the running ability and the build and the way that he flies at the footy like that. Bit of a Blitzarves. Do you see a bit of Blitty in him?
I'm sorry, I have a mouthful of ball. I do. He seems pretty athletic.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of him.
A little bit older, a little bit more ready to go. The question that I would ask about Richmond picking up a player like Kai Anand, he was the one that they went and visited. So that did check out. That's twice in a row now. Sam Cumming, Kai Anand. If the Richmond recruiting staff go to see someone, they mean business.
Mean business, yeah, true.
Absolutely. What does it mean for Gibkiss?
Well, he's just been so injury prone that I think it was kind of foreseeable that they would come up with some contingency or at least some depth in that area. Even with Gibkiss, like, assuming he goes well, they probably need another one, right?
Well, they've got, so if you, not that they're key position defenders, but like there's Vlosten and Broad, who are those mediums.
Pretty close to the end, though.
Close to the end, absolutely.
Campbell Gray, like, what's his position, do you think? Because
I think it's behind the ball. Yeah,
okay.
I think it is behind the ball. He's done some second rucking. The other one you've got is Bolter. So Bolter's the one that's kind of in the prime. That other than Bolter, everybody else is like either old or young.
Yeah.
I think Campbell Gray is an interesting one.
Who the hell is Oliver
Ooh,
Franco?
Oliver Franco. I got DM'd about this guy the other day.
This is a bit of a smoke screen here from West Coast because that was not reported on at all.
Wow. I got DM'd about this guy.
Really? Is he the ruckman? Who is he?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
So what did the DM say?
I don't think he's a ruckman.
I'm trying to work out who in the highlights package he is.
Yeah.
I reckon it must be
AFL.com really needs. It's got to be 26. So he must be a relation to Josh Franco.
Oh, no way. That's who I thought of as soon as I saw the name. Interesting.
It's Josh Franco.
Yeah, right. We do like our SA-based father-sons.
So he was at North Adelaide, out of South Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Franco's son.
Yeah,
there we go. Son of a gun to the West Coast Eagles.
We took Tyson Edwards' son.
Flynn Riley to Carlton.
Riley.
That was expected.
Okay. Tell me about Flynn Riley. This is happening so fast.
It's happening really, really fast. Here he is. He's a ruckman, as you can see.
Yep.
There he goes. A big, tall guy. So this was a conversation point that Felix and I had the other day about like how are clubs going to look at ruckman coming into this mid-season draft. It's the first mid-season draft that we have. Rucks have been a popular type of pick in a rookie draft. And now that we've had the changes to the ruck, and a lot more teams are running 2 rucks in their genuine, first setup, I think it could change a little bit. We could see a lot of rucks go, I think, in the back end of this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, Caleb May was expected to go pick 3, and he's still on the board.
Franco. I don't know anything about Franco.
Yeah, no, I'm having a look here. He's a young developing inside midfielder who joined Port Adelaide's Sample team, I think, last year.
God, they're banging in the picks here. I can't keep up.
Oh, he's now at North Adelaide. That's where
North
he's recruited
Adelaide.
from. So a 20-year-old inside mid.
Interesting. So would you say that is Bammett?
Bammett goes to the Power.
Xavier Bammett. He was linked to Port Adelaide. Look at him go. This guy is a running machine. Port Adelaide fans get super excited. You get a combination here of elite endurance and power. Look at this stuff. Look at that left foot kick. Sharp. Watch him hit this inside 50 kick here. Swings on, goes inside. Bang.
Nice. He's got a penchant for picking off those difficult inside 50
Yeah, he likes
kicks.
lasers. Look at the power. Bang.
Nice.
So there's the Carlton game. I thought Carlton might have sniffed that out.
Yeah, right. True.
He slides through to Port Adelaide. I think the only thing with Xavier Bammett is the position. Where exactly do you play him?
Yep.
He's been operating as a medium forward at the moment. Not an overly strong marking player. So he's more of a ground level guy.
Yep.
Could come into the midfield with that running ability.
Mm.
Great player though. I like that pick. So Port Adelaide get Xavier Bammett. It puts North Melbourne on the board. So if this is going to, I suppose, rumours and links, they're probably going to be going for an Oliver Griffin here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to get Oliver Griffin.
The Diablo 3 wheel drive. It says Ollie Griffin linked to North.
Olivier.
So West Coast is probably the only one that's deviated.
Here we go. He's
Oliver
there.
Griffin has joined the North Melbourne Football Club with pick 6. This is a great selection, I reckon.
It's a great selection. Here we go. Look at this aerial ability whenever it comes.
Yeah, I was going to say he just snapped it out of a bag.
He does have a bit of a Morris look to him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Look at that. He's rangy.
Well, that's a great kick. Just kick that from the centre square, I reckon.
Yep. That was actually, I was at that game.
Oh, right.
And it was really windy.
Yeah.
So it did carry through a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at these pack marks.
Wow.
This guy's taken over Zerha.
Yeah.
Zerha, you better watch out. And look at the running ability there. There was power as he pushes through. I think that's the untapped potential in someone like an Ollie Griffin. What he can do at ground level and as a running player as well. He's a good kick.
I'm surprised we didn't go there.
Once these start, I get really excited.
Yeah.
Like
You're fired up right now.
Yeah. Oh, I'm absolutely loving it. Andrew Gaspera says, honestly, reckon we go May with second pick. Well, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
that's always a possibility.
We've been linked to a lot of players, though. I don't know how much of this is going to be a smokescreen. I think we do have a big presence in SA, like with Jacob Newton last year. Dwayne Massey is the list manager or national recruiter.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Campbell Lake to the Saints. Now, I don't know anything about this guy.
No, I thought it was a place.
It is.
I'm going to search Campbell Lake.
Campbell Lake to the Saints.
Small forward, 175 centimetres.
Number 33 here. Oh, yes. Yeah, no, I have seen him. I haven't watched him play.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Jeez.
Wow, he is fleet of foot, Dylan.
From
That was-
Southport.
That was very nice.
Wow. That is out of the air. We're just watching the highlights package here of Campbell Lake.
Yeah, nice a good couple of ones there.
Yeah, it's a good district in New South Wales, Campbell Lake. It's not really.
It sounds like it could be. Collingwood are next on the board. Who are you thinking, Rogie? Somebody asked, is Franco?
I thought it was Franco. I thought.
I'm not sure. I think it is Franco. That's how people say it, but whether or not that's right, Dylan.
So Collingwood's strongest links have been to Jackson Voss,
Yep.
Tom Barnett,
Okay.
and Harrison Coe.
Okay. Yeah.
But a one Marcus Herbert is still on the board.
Oh yeah, true.
Marcus Herbert.
Rogie says Herbert or May for Collingwood. DRDC asked
Harrison
about
Coe.
Harrison Coe asked about the 18-month contract. I'm not sure, to be honest. wonder if we can find that out.
Oh, of which players
Nominated for which length of contract?
I think the only ones that I heard about that were explicitly sort of talked about were, I think Alex Murkov
Okay.
was one that did. I think there were some rucks that did. Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure. Here's Harrison Coe's highlights. So looks like in a lot of these clips, he's drifting forward and being a presence down there as well. So I think, you see with Collingwood, it's been a massive deficiency for them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Over the last couple of seasons, just having that firepower. They might be looking at someone like a Coe to actually replace, two players. Like they're replacing a key position forward and someone like an Oscar Steen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they need to plug holes all across the field, to be honest, in terms of the next generation. Mr. 2 Hot Pepper, member of the channel, says the Eagles pick is making me happy. Maybe our recruiters knew something no one else did. Well, I think the Jacob Newton pick was looking good last year, so I do have a little
Caleb
bit of faith.
May, there he goes.
Caleb May joins the Western Bulldogs. Or he may not. That was terrible. I'm sorry for it. Let's just listen to Dylan.
Here he is. He's your boy. This is who you missed out on. Is that...
That's true. So they've decided to add to Lockie Smith, is it? Lockie Smith and Louis Emmett.
Yeah, well, it was
a third developing role.
It was an absolute slam dunk for them to take at all, wasn't it? And someone that can help out Tim English. This season, they've just been too reliant on him. And when he's not in the team, they're almost uncompetitive. So the drop off of that one player, probably, would that be the biggest drop off of like one player to the next player in a certain position across the entire AFL? Tim English to the next best ruckman.
That's a good question.
Because most teams are going to you're not going to have that in the midfield, like as a on-baller.
Yeah, I was going to say Gorn before Max Heath would have been that.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right. In terms of currently, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good shout too, actually. I mean, you could still argue that someone but I think Heath's proved that he's good enough to be an able deputy.
Yeah, he has now. He wasn't even at the club last year.
That's right, yeah. So is that the first round?
Let's double check. So what Adelaide? Did Adelaide pick?
No. So Adelaide and Melbourne?
Yeah, so Adelaide, Melbourne and Hawthorn still to go.
Yeah, gotcha. I just haven't got a gap in my sheet. The next pick must be coming in pretty soon. So it's Artemis 1, Anand 2, Franco 3 to West Coast, Flynn Riley to Carlton, Bammett to Port Adelaide. The noise just came in. We've got another pick, Jesse. Hugo Hall Kahan. That's who they were linked to him.
Which one's he again? Is he a key defender? No.
He's from Williamstown. I don't know much about him.
Looks like an intercepting sort of defender. He's a lot of it flying for marks. He doesn't look particularly tall, but he looks like a running player.
Yeah.
Yeah, rebounding defender by the looks. That's probably
which is
something
exactly what they need.
Yeah, I was going to say that actually.
Was that you and it actually might have been me and Felix speaking about that the other day with we mocked Jackson Voss to them, who is that running defender.
Yeah.
Mature age. They've gone for presumably a younger guy, albeit I don't know too much about Hugo.
So Jackson Voss still on the board. Marcus Herbert's still on the board.
Herbert's the big one. Because he was tipped to go as high as Richmond potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugo Hawker-Hahn is a 188 centimetre forward in his draft year.
Interesting.
But he's definitely playing halfback there.
Looked like a running defender to me.
So he's already been drafted. He was taken in the mid-season rookie draft in 2022.
Hawker-Hahn, was he?
Hawker-Hahn, yeah. Lucas Cook.
Lucas Cook.
Gee.
From the Sandful. As funnily enough, didn't they have another Lucas Cook? Like, I might be mixing him up with someone else. Let us know in the chat. I reckon it was like 2011 draft, Lucas Cook, or 2009 even. Let's go back.
I'm not too familiar with him. I reckon Melbourne are one of the best recruiting outfits in the comp.
I would agree with that. But if you go back to 2009, they were far from it. No, 2009 was Gisberts. That was a real player.
Gisberts.
Yeah, Jordan Gisberts, pick 11. 2011 draft, I think it was Lucas Cook.
Spinksy just said Lucas Cook didn't play a game. Is that true?
Yeah, the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, he was a first round draft pick though.
Max Beattie,
interesting.
So let's take stock a little bit here. Who are the biggest names? Marcus Herbert clearly is the biggest name that hasn't been taken so far. As Max Beattie, some of his highlights are coming in hot here.
The other Lucas Cook was 2010 draft, pick 12 overall, never played a game. So the second Lucas Cook, albeit a different spelling. And the Eagles are next on the board. I'm not sure. Probably a key defender. We've been linked to Jasper Peace, Tom Bell, Marcus Herbert.
This is Max Beattie here out of the Woodville West Torrens in SANFL. Not one that I've got a huge radar on for the Hawks. So Herbert, Voss, May did get picked up. So most of the rumours were pretty accurate. There's a couple of big curveballs. You'd have to say that the biggest one would be actually Franco.
Yeah, definitely.
To you guys. That sort of threw the draft into a little bit of disarray.
Marcus Herbert joins the West Coast Eagles. Wow. I was about to verbalise that someone said Herbert might not have nominated. We were confused a bit by that. It did seem unlikely he hadn't nominated.
Also, those lists that come out, like they're just AFL.com, Word documents essentially.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't mean that he hasn't nominated.
Marcus Herbert joins the Eagles. That's a pretty good result to get him second. So no key position players, just a couple of midfielders.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting.
I wonder how much, like if you're looking at their strategy overall West Coast, I wonder how much they've just gone, shit, he's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to actually expecting that to happen.
Presumably, yeah.
Or were they hoping that Caleb May slipped through and that was their first choice? And then when Herbert was there, they went, okay.
Maybe. The reports prior to the draft were the Eagles had to take Caleb May at 3 because he wouldn't be there elsewhere, later. So I'd like to think that that wasn't their play, but Franco
I'm not calling them out for doing something wrong because the thing is with someone like a Franco, if they took Franco at 3, that means they had to have expected that somebody else, there might have been a possibility that someone else was going to take him between 3 and whatever this pick is now.
Yeah, that's the only justifiable
14,
conclusion.
13.
I suppose Port Adelaide would be the obvious one.
Yeah.
They went for a Bammett, who's a similar player, at least in position.
Adelaide could have. Alex Van Wyk.
They were linked to Van Wyk.
Yeah, he's a good ruckman.
Yeah.
He was a player last year that I really expected to go. Look at him. He's an absolute monster.
Wow.
More of that wrestling ruck. So I wasn't sure where he fit in this year. But
that's also true of Caleb May, though, isn't it? He's not that athletic type ruck. He's just really tall, right?
Yeah, that's true. But he is taller. I think Van Wyk is only like straight 200.
Yep.
So he's not necessarily as doesn't have that dominance from like a centre ball up point of view. I think he's more of an around the ground ruckman.
Gotcha.
But I expected him to go last year and he got injured right before the mid-season draft, which I think held him back. I think he would have gone last year if not for that.
Yeah. Boy says, which club is drafting Jesse? Well, I was drafted a few years ago under the name Josh Carmichael. Do you remember Josh Carmichael?
Yeah, I absolutely no idea where you're going with this though.
Oh, people used to joke that I looked exactly like him. I used to have that mullet. I put up an Insta post of saying thanks for me getting drafted or thanks for your support or something, and it went gangbusters.
Good one, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Good joke.
Yeah, I'm glad we stammered our way through that.
Liam Puncher.
And boy does he, taken at 15 to the Collingwood Footy Club.
Liam Puncher. Melbourne on the board next as I frantically Google Liam Puncher. Woodville West Torrens again. So many guys out of the SANFL.
Birdman says, Dylan, you have a lens flare. It does kind of appear that way.
I do. It's coming off the projector.
Oh, true. Yep.
Yeah.
You should see. There's no way to switch, is it? No, you
I can't put it behind.
Yeah, you should see how big the screen is that we're watching right now.
It's quite cool.
People probably notice that we're not going like this. We're going.
Normally we're looking down a bit at like a TV there, but we've got a projector up. So yeah, it's not a genuine lens flare. Maybe I can. I think actually when it sort of goes off and then it comes back. So it's back on now. It might be the blue.
Yeah.
I think it's the blue. I may have to do something about that though. Here we go. Yeah, Liam Puncher is a good name. Rogie just says. Joel Fitzgerald.
This one was linked to, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yep. Put that into my doc so I don't forget. As much as anything, this graphic, like it obviously helps people watching along that you've got the players, but also at the end we can take stock with like having
well
the list.
Done. Yeah.
So we're not like, oh, who went where?
Bad day to be a Liam with that name.
Here is Joel Fitzgerald playing with the Seagulls. Another defender. So I actually want to go through and check out the positions here.
Yeah. 458 in the chat. Thanks for being here, guys.
Wow.
If you could chuck a like on the stream, that would be great. Luke is it says, I think Bazzo has helped a lot with Starcevich still to come. Maybe West Coast are targeting a trade for a ready-made backman. Yeah, maybe they just didn't think the guys available were up to what they needed. There's no point getting someone that you don't think is going to make it. Whereas, you know, I don't know anything about Franco, but Herbert, you can sort of see more immediate value for West Coast.
Of course, yeah. You'd think that the Herbert selection is more of a play of like covering someone like a Dev Robertson.
Yeah, that's
while
true.
He's out as that mature body that's just on the inside.
Yeah.
But I do think that Herbert, with his utility and his versatility, means that you've probably got some other options to play him in different positions that you wouldn't have with a Dev Robertson.
Yeah.
Oh, Collingwood have passed.
Yeah, right.
So did I miss someone that Port Adelaide took in between, or did they pass?
Van Wyk?
No, I got Van Wyk.
Got Van Wyk. There.
Collingwood took Puncher. Melbourne took Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Oh, Mitch Podarski.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that one.
So Collingwood, that was Collingwood. So who passed? Port Adelaide passed.
They may have, yeah. They must have.
I'm probably going to spell this wrong.
Yeah, Birdman says strategic Port pass there.
Yeah, key forward, Mitch Podarski.
Jaden Stevenson to the Eagles says Gritio. They have no more picks, but Herbert pretty happy with that. Ben Graff says, I like Herbert. Weagle's got a good fella, hoping he can start in the best 23. Yeah, possibly. I need to see him more closely and particularly play Waffle to make an assessment, but I'd imagine he gets games pretty soon.
Who's that? Sorry,
Marcus Herbert at West Coast. Not sure about Franco.
Yes. I think Herbert. I mean, we just talked about the big game against Essendon, and you said typically you've waited.
Yeah.
With those guys, you reckon there's any chance that Herbert could play straight away?
I think if he wasn't moving to Western Australia,
that's the thing with you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, with Artemis. Oh, to be fair, Artemis also has to go to Western Australia this weekend.
True. Yeah.
But if he was just playing VFL versus AFL, maybe
the irony.
Yeah. So I don't think Herbert plays this weekend. He'll play Waffle ideally.
DRDC says Herbert in for who? Maric or Cole?
Starcevich comes in for Cole soon. I don't know. I've liked Maric lately.
I think I'd rather Herbert though.
Yeah. I don't know. Maric could be a better kick, I'd imagine.
I feel like Herbert though brings more intensity.
For sure.
You know, Maric's like, he's one of those guys, like, and a lot of third tall types are, where they just sort of float around a bit.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I just don't know if we would make that change specifically.
I'll give you another example of that type of player, like a Lukosius.
Yeah, totally.
Just floats.
Yeah gracefully.
Max Mapley! Beautiful. That rounded out the draft nicely. That is the last pick. Max Mapley is a very versatile player, can play key defense, can play key forward, and can go through the ruck. Very happy he got drafted. Here he is playing for Tassie. The
Second
Devils.
Tasmanian Devil to get selected.
He is, yeah.
Is he Tasmania originally, you reckon?
He is, yep.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yep, so he actually played in the Talent League.
Oh, he's trade bait in a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was bloody nice handball, albeit he did go on his right when he should have gone on his left.
I remember Toomey reported about him that he'd spoken to some scouts down watching the VFL and watching Tassie a little bit, that a lot of players who'd played up against Max Mapley in the VFL had commented about how difficult he was to play against.
Yeah,
It
fair.
was just an interesting take.
I like it. So that rounds out.
So that was to
draft.
Melbourne, Max Mapley.
Yes.
So the D's,
They went Fitzgerald, they went
Cook.
Lucas Cook, and they went Max Mapley.
yeah, so they got a good mix of players. I think Mapley he could sort of play anywhere. I'd sense that they would want to play Max Mapley as a key more so than a ruck, given that they've got Gawn and Heath.
Yes.
So it's not-
I think so.
Yeah, not necessarily necessary for them to play him there.
Do you have his height to hand?
Mapley,
Yeah.
he's 200.
Height to hand.
Yeah, he's 200. on the
200,
dot.
okay, so not particularly large.
No, so he's definitely undersized as a ruck.
Yeah.
So I reckon they'll play him as a key. Collingwood's the other one that took a lot, isn't it? So Collingwood took Podarski, key forward.
Yep.
They took Liam Puncher, who I don't know a lot about, and they
No.
took Harrison Coe, the ruckman. So in a way, like feeling particularly with Coe and Podarski, who I know, definite needs there, right?
Yeah.
The forward ruck
Yeah, totally.
and the key position forward.
Yep.
Just straight in. Redback Spiders just landed us a super chat. Thank you very much, mate. Us is breaking news. Pep Guardiola linked with the Essendon job. True.
It'd be fascinating to see what he could do with that list.
It would. It really would.
Oh, God. It would be nice to see him leave City as well.
It would be nice to see him leave Manchester City.
Rogue Riot. Thank you for Red Back Spider. Rogue Riot, drafting 3 talls, not a halfback flanker at my club. Happy with the whole. That's true. There has been a bit of a trend with Collingwood wanting, their fans wanting talls in the last few drafts. And
Yeah,
they
that's
end
true.
up with like Demeter and Tojiath.
I feel like more in the national though.
Yeah, yeah.
Because who did they take last year in the midi? They took Noah Howes,
Yeah.
key
Yeah,
forward.
that's true.
They would have taken Rowan Steele last year too, wouldn't they? In the midi.
Yeah, I was just about to say him. Yeah, yeah.
Rowan Steele.
Rowan Steele.
And then the year before would have been Ilaru Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We've got a player interview. That's Artemis in the
Yeah.
Essendon jumper.
Wow.
I thought they were playing like when he was on getting celebrated with his mates. I thought he was on like it was an old national draft.
Yeah, right.
Pick one.
Artemis Fowl.
Artemis.
What is Artemis Fowl? It's a book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Artemis.
It's
Like,
a novel.
is that a Greek word?
Artemis.
Artemis?
Oh, it might be a Greek surname. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it definitely feels it. Subscribe.
I've been learning Greek. I'm 159 days into a Duolingo streak.
Are you
It's from
I was
ancient
going to say
Greece.
you're still in duo. Is it working?
Ne.
Yeah?
That means yes in Greek.
Oh, beautiful.
You tell me.
Absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
I'm getting there. But I'm also, trying to talk about football for how many ever hours a week. So it's pretty mid
Just gonna have
level
one of
Greek.
these.
Yeah, you do that. I'll
One of these
take over.
balls.
Daniel Savanos, who might be qualified to answer this, says Artemis is the Greek goddess. I'm going to say goddess of nature, Greek goodness.
Oh goodness, goddess. I reckon.
Yeah, we're getting a little feedback. The audio is a little bit low. That's multiple times, but
Is it?
not a whole lot? But there's some people have said that. Greek goddess of the hunt. Do you think Richmond recruiters are pissed that we won on the weekend, which lost pick 1? The recruiters might be a bit
A
flat.
bit.
Yeah, the recruiters specifically, not the club. Devo coming into that club, no coach could easily get lost when the new system comes in. Okay, he's saying that Artemis would be Devo to join a club that has no coach at the moment. Artemis Fowl is a book series. Thank you, Max. Goddess. Thank you, Daniel.
I'm coming back in a
Kid
second.
genius who fights fairies, etc. Thank you, Spinkscapes. Although Herbert is a gun with McCarthy, Lindsay, Duggan all back there, already feels a bit wasted. Yeah, I suppose if you put him as a halfback flanker, but he's got more utility than that, doesn't he, Marcus Herbert?
I think, yeah. I mean, for Geelong in the VFL, he just kind of plays everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he follows the footy around.
Yeah.
Clearly, coming into an AFL club, he's not going to have that sort of license.
No.
It's interesting. I think you could run him as probably like a defensive mid.
Yeah, which is something we could use, particularly like Graham and Robertson out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, as much as anything,
Hutch.
you guys could afford to use a list spot on someone like that just to have a depth midfielder.
yeah,
I don't think that's
a good
crazy.
shout. I reckon he'd come in as a defensive mid because Graham, Robertson, and Hutchinson all copping injuries.
So it's the McCarthy experiment's over, yeah?
As a midfielder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems the case.
Yeah, he just looked a little lost in there.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't given a lot of time, but yeah, he may not ever do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. A few people just giving some instruction there. Duggan out, Herbert in.
Yeah.
You'll love that from Spinky. Big Monkey Man says send Yo forward and try Herbert around the ball.
Well, that may happen over time. Yo's looking pretty banged up at the moment.
He is, isn't he?
But he's also like 32. So like either way, it's gonna happen. So
Herbert, watching him in the VFL, like he looks like a really robust player. Like he looks like a man's body that could step into AFL from a physicality point of view.
Yeah,
he could step in straight away and play.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
Yeah.
Joel Falconer asks, "Is Franco related to Josh?" It is his son, I believe. I didn't know he existed until tonight. Simpson did say Cole has an uncanny ability to be a two-man defender. Did he really say that? That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Say that again.
Simpson said that Tom Cole has an uncanny ability to be a two-man defender. So just sort of like guard two
players.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he's too bad. Why did Kane Bevan not get drafted? I think he just lacks a yard of pace. And for that kind of midfielder, they're a little bit of a dying breed unless you're really prolific. So
you can't just rack up the footy anymore.
Yeah.
So gone are the days of saying this guy in the sandful gets 35 touches a week. Like, I guess there's some economy in that, but not a lot anymore.
No.
They'd rather the attributes of you having power, of having pace, being a goal threat over just racking up the footy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you nailed it. He has asked, is the North selection good? I'm going to leave you with that. Would you also like a drink?
Yeah, that'd be lovely. I love the North selection. He was probably my favourite player. Now, there is a bit of bias in that because I follow the Talent League heavily and he plays in the Talent League. So I've seen a lot more of him than I have of some of the other guys. Like you'll see, particularly with a lot of the later selections, I don't know all of them. Someone like a Max Mapley, I've watched him a lot in the Talent League, so I know him pretty well. But there was a few guys like the Franco pick, for example. Like I've never watched Franco play. So I'm slightly biased there. But I think Oliver Griffin, like he probably got overlooked initially because he wouldn't have had that position locked down essentially. So he's that third tall type of forward where you're not the absolute monster and you're not the number one target. You're kind of playing an auxiliary role. He's doing that. What he's shown, though, the improvement that he's shown... Oh, sorry, I'm just giving Jesse my glass. The improvement that he's shown and the aerial competitiveness that he was compared to Logan Morris by someone earlier today. I don't know who that was, but I think it's actually a really good call. Just the way that he competes in the air, uses his body, uses his physicality, and he hunts the footy at ground level. I'm rapt about this pick. I feel like North are pulling it together lately, like the 2025 National Draft, Threadgold and Dobberston, I think great picks. And we're starting to get more balance across the board, which is really, really exciting. So I'm loving it. What are people saying? Eagle Fruit says maybe Eagles like Snell, Franz, Matthews, Hampton, Hodgson, Ladbrook. Yeah, okay. So that would be... Well, that's it. And that's like somebody asked earlier in the stream. They said, Xavier Bamett's head's just come up on my screen as well. Somebody said earlier, how much does your mid-season draft dictate what you do in the national draft? And I think that's kind of the point there. Like if the Eagles are keen on any of those guys, like Snell, France, Matthews, Hampton, but they're also keen on the running players in this mid-season draft, like they shouldn't really be mutually exclusive. Like they shouldn't really affect each other, those two things. So I think they've just got to, particularly with West Coast, where you've just got to bring in talent. I don't think you necessarily have to target any one position. You kind of have to take the talent that's in front of you at the moment. So maybe they've got one eye on a few of those guys and they're like, there is a lot of key defenders in this draft particularly, and I think teams will be looking at that. They'll be going, okay, we know those guys are there. It means the percentage chance of us pulling a top line key position defender like a Snell or a France, even someone like a Tyson Bradley or a Hank Thomas who's playing at the Sandringham Dragons as well. Like there's just a lot there. There's a lot of depth there. So it gives more options. Joel Falconer says Liam Puncher's father adopted the new family name after marrying a woman. Oh, okay. Way hotter than himself. Good one. Chris T says last week's game was kind of good. I don't know what that's reference to. And Callum says the unarmed pick for the Tigers makes me feel like Gray and or the great Samson Ryan maybe on borrowed time. The Anand pick for the Tigers makes me feel like Gray and or the great Samson Reiner on borrowed time.
I don't think Gray would be.
No, I don't think Gray would be either. I think the one that's a little bit like the most precarious player in that mix it probably is Samson Ryan, just as like a tool that's just not really used anymore. And the other one would be Gibkiss. I think you're looking at a player like that might be on the out.
I think that's body related more than anything.
It is, but it's a reality.
Yeah, that's right. Samson Ryan, I think, has been a whipping boy for some time. Campbell Gray's got a future though. I think he'll be fine.
I think as well.
I think with Richmond's list position, like they're just supplementing, key backs. That was one thing they didn't draft in that big mega draft in 24, and they don't think they added one last year, did they?
The 24, they took trainer, but
not
a genuine key back.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider him that. So I think a genuine key back is something different. And that, Broad's finishing up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And Vlosten sort of kind of a key back in a way. Another
Pseudo,
player that's close to the end. So
did you mention Broad?
Yeah, who was
Yep.
I literally just said that, Dylan. No, you're all good. You're all good. Trouter says Gibkiss did just sign a 3-year deal. There you go. I think he'll be okay, but with his body, there's obviously some degree of doubt there. It's just what's the word? Best practice, I suppose, to supplement that position. Excuse me. Birdman points out El Noor and Toner didn't get selected. I think both were expected to go, so that did surprise me, particularly with a few clubs needing key backs on El Noor anyway. Toner I don't know if he was actually linked to Richmond or we just sort of made that connection, but I thought they might go him with at least one pick. Did they have two? Maybe they just had the one, didn't they, Richmond? Because of Gibkiss. They did just have the one selection. There you go. Tom Payer says there's more safety with Gibkiss. I would agree. Campy says, why wouldn't the Eagles go for a key defender? That's what's lacking most of the club. I agree. I'm surprised that we went Franco over a key defender, albeit I can only assume they didn't think a Tom Bell, an El Noor, and whoever else. Barnett, he didn't get picked up?
Barnett didn't get picked up, did he?
Nor did Toner or El Noor.
Yeah, Toner misses out every time, it feels. I have talked about this. Like, I don't want to go on about it over and over and over again, but I swear to God, it's the type of player that he is, more so than the talent.
Toner?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's a medium forward that's not an aerial beast, like from a physicality point of view. He's like a Gunston. So like, who's going to draft that? Who wants a Gunston?
Well, I mean, Logan Morris kind of was a Gunston when he was drafted, and that worked out differently. I don't know, it's a little bit different when you're older. Morris was still growing. Morris grew, didn't he? Like, he's not 191 surely anymore.
He's probably 193. I reckon he's still a little bit undersized.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But he's just so competitive.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well, what's Toner?
186.
Yeah, it's a big gap there,
It's a gap, yeah. Which I suppose you could throw someone like an Ollie Griffin into that mix as well. He's a little bit like that as that medium type, but he's more of a robust player, I think.
Yeah.
A little bit different. Like Toner's all craft. He's all craft. That's the main thing.
Dominic Bedendo, was he on a list before? I recognise that name. I'm just looking at the nominees list.
Do.
I'm trying to think who else didn't get drafted. Sam Ainsworth nominated. He missed out last year. Noah Archie. Didn't know another Archie was in the mix.
Yeah, Sam Ainsworth out of South Australia. He's a ruck.
Yeah.
It was really strong performances across the national championships.
Jack Billings nominated, as did Miller Bergman. Famously not related to Miles. Jackson Binns nominated. Chase Bourne, I remember him. Out of South Fremantle. Yeah. Rome Burgoyne.
Is he in relation to Errol Bourne? Sandover medalist from
the
90s.
I already forgot the name I said.
Bourne.
Bourne. No, you're thinking of Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne. Are we talking about the Bourne identity now?
Yeah. Floyd Burmeister did nominate, not picked up. Jack Bytel nominated, not picked up.
Yep. Yeah, well, Bytel's had a couple of bites. Charlie
Clark, former Western Bulldogs forward, not picked up, despite being nominated. Preston Cockatoo Collins. There's a Burgoyne, there's a Franco, there's a Cockatoo Collins. There's a real 2004 Premiership Port Adelaide team
flavour.
flavour.
Names there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. Thomas Payet says Sam Toner is still very young. That is true. That's true. I think he'd be about 22 now, Sam Toner.
Yeah.
Um,
Carl Dunkley nominated.
yes. Read a piece on him, I think.
Wrote a piece.
No, read a piece.
Oh, I was going to say.
Read a
when
piece.
did that happen?
Read a piece where somebody else wrote. I definitely didn't do the writing. I think he sort of put out like a plea that he was ready to play AFL. Josh Dunkley's brother, that is.
Yeah, okay.
Carl Dunkley, yeah.
He'd be not super young anymore, I would have thought.
No, he'd be
past 25.
He'd be late 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar Falkhead. That's an unfortunate name.
Oscar Falkhead.
Was he? I think he was on Collingwood's list, I want to say.
Oscar Falkhead. I've literally never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of that player.
I've seen that name before.
Never heard of it.
Hugo Hawkine. He did get picked up. Phoenix Hargrave. I'm trying to just find more. Oscar Hine-Baston. He former Eagles NGA. Ollie Houghton. Taj's brother. Formerly on St Kilda's list. Xavier Ivicic. Ben Kennedy. Is that the one that was at Melbourne like 10 years ago? I'm sure. Surely not.
It could be a different one. It's
It
a
would
pretty
have to
common
be.
name, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Um,
Tom McGuan nominated.
Yeah, he was for me, he was another one in that same bracket as like a Noah Hibbins-Hargraves, where I don't honestly think they've shown enough improvement yet.
Yeah.
In that short amount of time. I think Bammett and Griffin, there were sort of extenuating circumstances for someone like a Griffin. I think Bammett just improved.
Yes.
Significantly. But like, I think McGuan he played well in the Young Guns game that was on a few weeks ago, but he actually only just debuted for Footscray VFL.
Okay.
So he hasn't had a huge body of work.
Yes.
When it comes to sort of like that improvement phase and showing what he can do.
Or Sean Benier nominated as well.
Yeah, a lot of people keen on Benier.
Yep.
I don't know what his best position. He doesn't really have a weapon. Sean Benier, like he's a nice kick. He's a decent size for a midfielder, but doesn't have like elite pace. Not an elite runner, anything like that. So he's kind of he's a little bit vanilla.
There's another Port Adelaide surname in here. Taj Schofield is Jared's son.
Really?
That's 4.
Wow. What happened? They all got to business.
Yeah, and then had kids that didn't quite make it, but were pretty close. Like, it's a weird coincidence. Oscar Smart was in the pool as well.
He's playing some good footy over in the Waffle.
Yeah.
I suppose he's one where he actually, imagine that. Imagine getting drafted in the mid-season, cut, like basically 4 months later or 6 months later, whatever you want to call it, and then getting re-picked up like another 6 months. Imagine that just being a cycle. Like how long could that indefinitely go on for?
Yeah, forever. Did you say Hugo Hall-Kahan?
Yeah.
Second MSD selection? That's the first historically, surely. Did you say he's been taken in 2 separate mid-season drafts?
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. History is made.
Let's have a quick look.
Noah Uze, another father-son, I presume.
Yes.
How many Uzes are there?
Good defensive mid out of the Oakley Chargers.
Yeah.
Where's he playing his football now?
Sandringham.
He's at Sandringham.
Rory Wright also in the list.
Yep, playing with Tasmania. He's had a slow start to his time in Tasmania, Rory.
Yeah.
I think he can still make it. Hugo Hall-Kahan was taken from the Sandringham Dragons. I clicked on that picture. I thought he had, I thought it was just a dot on my screen. I thought he had one of those piercings up in the top part of his ear.
Yeah, right.
I thought he had a stud.
Yeah.
Just banging in there. That'd be unique for these days. Sydney selected Hugo Hall-Kahan with pick 11 in the 2022 NAB Mid-Season Rookie Draft. 188 centimetre forward, has been recruited from the Sandringham Dragons. So clearly taken, and that's that thing in the development, isn't it? He gets a new position.
Yes.
He goes to halfback.
Yep.
Becomes a different prospect.
Edvard said Bryn Teagle did it twice.
He did too.
Yeah.
Of course.
So he was Port first and then North, right?
Melbourne.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep. That'd be the type of player that you'd expect to continuously get picked up in mid-season drafts. Like just on the conveyor belt.
Just a journeyman.
Journeyman, recycled, ruck, just a depth ruck all the time, but never first choice.
Max Tomo says Ted Closey is a gun as well.
Ted Closey.
Yeah.
What's the context?
I presume he nominated, but he was nearly been picked up by the Gold Coast Suns, and I think the Cats, and I think West Coast liked him as well. Yeah, he played in the Eagles NFL team. Were you gesturing at me?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Oh, I see what's happening here. Okay. Okay. Just getting back to the chat here. Somebody said that Carl Annan had played. Yeah, Edvard here said Carl Annan's played 26 VFL games in 4 years. Wow, that's not a lot. But I suppose he's probably been young for a lot of that time. If he was the real deal, surely Geelong would have looked at picking him up by now. Who knows? Yeah, maybe that's the same for Herbert as well. But no, I don't think the Cats had a pick tonight, did they? Riley says, I'm okay with the mid-season draft, but my sample club is flying at the moment, and I feel we're going to miss Max Beattie, Liam Puncher, and Lucas Cook. Oh, 3 players from the one sample team does hurt. That is a blow. Ted Closey played for Geelong VFL. That's a good point. A few AFL games, did he? Who did he play for, Ted Closey? Was he in the AFL?
I thought he played for Geelong.
Yeah, I think I knew he was Geelong affiliated, but I can't actually really remember. But I think he nearly went to the Suns as well.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that is right, Jesse. Let's just flick over here for a second.
Yep.
Let's do this.
I think I need a little more slack without destroying anything. That will do.
I'm just working.
AFL Geelong, says Max Tomo. Thank you, mate. Thanks for clarifying that. Jackie says, or JC says, Kai Annan had a significant injury in 2024 and has started to get some good continuity. Riley says, Ted Closey is flying with Woodville, West Torrens, and he should have gotten picked up.
100.
Okay, we have a special guest, Jesse, that's coming on the show right now. I have Ollie Griffin, who has just been drafted in the mid-season draft to the Kangaroos. Ollie, how are you feeling right now? Can you believe it? You're an AFL player.
No, I can't believe it. It's just such a surreal thing.
Who still got you there? I think it's cutting out a bit.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Yeah, mate.
I can't hear anything, just for the record.
Crap, yeah.
Awesome, mate. How does it feel to be a Kangaroo? Did you know that you were connected to the Kangaroos? Do you know that they were looking for you? How did that all sort of come about?
Oh, I sort of just had a gut feeling. All media was saying I was going Kangas, so I was a bit convinced that I was going there. But yeah.
What's your journey as a player? I've seen you playing for the Sandringham Dragons this season. You're a dominant aerial player, and the first time I saw you was round 1 out at RSCA Park. You dominated that match, and you did that several times across the season. What's the biggest difference for you this season and that kind of pathway that you've had over the break? Because you weren't sort of putting out those performances last year. You weren't sort of showing that in your draft year. What do you think is the biggest development arc for you?
Oh, I just really nailed down in preseason and just locked in, nailed down on my fitness and just became a better player from that.
Yeah, nice work. Who did you work with at the Sandringham Dragons? I know Rob Harding's a pretty big presence out there. I think I read an article this morning that he compared you to a player like Logan Morris. Who would you say your AFL comparison is?
I'd say probably Logan Morris or a Melksham.
Oh, that's a good one. Melksham. You can't hear, can you, Jesse? My co-host cannot hear at the moment, which is an issue for us here. You've been drafted to North Melbourne. Did you support the club growing up? Is there any connection to the club at all? And do you know anyone at North Melbourne that's currently playing? Do you have any mates there that are going to bring you in and make you feel welcome?
Not really, no. I'm a Pie supporter, so I haven't really gone for the Kangas, nah.
What do you know any of those guys? Like the guys that got drafted last year, you would have had like a Lockie Doverston, Blake Threadgold, these types of guys. Has anyone texted you yet? Have they got around you? What's the club said to you?
I got a call from Clarko just before, and a couple of the recruiters and a couple of the players messaged me, like Harry Sheasel and a couple others.
That's unreal. That's unreal. And what did they say? When do you have to go to work? Like it's the Mid-season draft, are they kind of like, you got to be down here tomorrow, you got to be down in the next 48 hours to get to training and those sorts of things? Or is it just kind of, do you have a little bit of time to yourself now to sort of enjoy it?
Well, they've got a bye this week, so the players don't go back for another 4 days, I think.
That's a great shout. And then the next one's going to be, I forgot about that you called me out on that one. And then it'll be a trip to Freo, I think. So what do you think that you're ready to kind of step in to a position in the AFL at the moment? Or do you think that they'll make you work for it in the VFL for a little bit?
Well, I reckon that's probably why they picked me, because I'm probably ready to play AFL, yeah.
I love it, mate. Thank you very much, mate. Go and enjoy it. You got a lot of mates there. Have a good night. Party hard. And we'll see you in North Melbourne colours very soon.
Congrats, mate.
Some technical difficulties there.
I can't wait to watch that back later.
I'm sorry, Jesse.
No, it's fine. It was more just awkward because the chat can hear and you're talking.
They can definitely hear.
And someone in the chat's like, just smile and wave, Jesse. But no, it was great. I'm looking forward to that later.
Brilliant, mate. I'm just going to shut this down. There we go. Can we get the chat back up?
People think this is it's pretty cool. You got him on. Well done on that, by the way. And Inferno Tree says, wholesome moment you love to see. It is quite sweet. I didn't hear any of it, but it looked quite sweet.
Yeah, there were some technical difficulties for me also. I think your headphones are just not plugged in.
I thought so, but there's tension. So I was like, I don't want to like spend the whole time rustling. So I thought you just leave it to you. Yeah, that's meant to be like that, isn't it? No, I didn't like want to yank it. It's intertwined with so many other things.
No, you did well.
Thanks, man. I think I nailed that.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Griffin.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. It was good to hear from him. And it was a complete coincidence and complete luck that he's been taken by North Melbourne.
Yeah, true. That's very handy.
It was. I'm just trying to get our stream back up.
I'm getting roasted here. Mega Princess says Jesse versus Simple Technology. You have no idea what's under the desk here. There is a mountain of cables and I pull and there's tension. I'm like, I'm not wrenching this in the middle of the interview.
There's also the fact, like Jesse and I normally have a producer here that helps us with all of this stuff. So we sort of get to, like generally speaking, I've always got a little bit of a hand on the tech side of things, but I generally get to be pretty free to do the show. Mm-hmm. Not right now. I've got screens fucking everywhere here. I'm going across like different Google accounts. I'm like flicking things. I'm bringing boxes in. Yeah. And then I'm like, and then you're like, I can't hear him. And I'm like, fuck.
No, you did an awesome job. Oh. Chloe says, Jesse too scared to break everything. Let's be real. That's valid. That's valid. There's a lot going on in this room. Dylan does a great job.
The table legs under us, they're like coming like that. Yeah. And they've literally got things sticky taped to the to the legs, like just boxes and like inputs for HDMIs and stuff. Yeah, it's a real mess under there.
Yeah. Hey, that's the first AFL player we've had on the channel, other than a former player. That's the first current AFL player. Yeah, Tom Mitchell was former.
Tom Mitchell, former.
Yeah, Kaltumi future.
Kaltumi future. Yeah. Who else have we had?
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Am I tripping?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Need to get more.
Yeah.
More AFL players.
Absolutely. No, that was a great get by you. Very well done.
The Griffin man. Did you actually missed this, but at the end of that, I said, like, do you think you'll be lining up in the next couple of weeks, or do you reckon they're going to make you work for it? And he was like, I reckon that's why they drafted me, mate. He just gave it to me.
Oh, that's good.
That was great work. There were parts that I didn't hear.
Really?
Yes, there were. There was a bit of cutting out.
Okay. So hopefully it came through for the audience.
I hope it came through okay for everybody else. Curious 1002 says, why are these guys so keen to retire Vlosten?
I'm not. He's just 32 this year.
Are we?
I presume so. I've mentioned him as an older.
Well, yeah.
He's 32 though. You can't like not draft someone because he's still got a couple of years left, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're considering, I reckon all of those guys at Richmond, like Lynch, and you want them to stay, I think, as long as they possibly can.
Yeah,
because you need the experience. But
I'm sure he has seasons left. But the door, retirement knocks pretty abruptly.
it can.
With some players,
It absolutely can. Mo Salah, for example.
Yeah, true. Well, is he leaving? He's just leaving Liverpool, isn't he?
He's leaving Liverpool.
Is he going to play in Saudi or anything like that?
I don't know, actually. I don't know where he's going.
He'd be pretty old by now, surely.
I actually don't think he's super. Oh, no, he probably.
Google this.
35.
Yeah, okay.
35.
He's 33. What the hell? He's only a year older than me. Now that's a fun fact.
Yeah. Has a big reliance on pace, though. So, like one of those attributes that can decline pretty quickly.
Let's stay on this longer.
Let's stay on this for longer, yeah. Edvard says, if Loston's coming off a broken leg, remember, just getting back, doesn't rely on speed, could play for ages still. Yeah, Jesse. You're getting roasted in the comments.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Jesse closer to retirement.
Yeah, facts. Absolutely. There's no way I would play footy at this age right now.
The pain.
Woody came into the chat and said, what do you think of Campbell Lake? I only saw the highlights package and he looked bloody good, to be honest.
He looked great, didn't he?
He looked very AFL standard.
Absolutely ripped through a couple of stoppages there.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about him. I haven't watched him consistently, but the highlights looked really, really good.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I'm just having a look at some patterns in the picks here. So, yeah, Richmond only took the one player, didn't they? Kai Anand.
Yep.
The key position defender. It was Melbourne that went big. They went Mapley, Fitzgerald, Lucas Cook. I don't know much about Hugo Hawker-Hahn.
Yep.
We know that he was drafted previously in the mid-season draft by the Swans and then cut.
Moved to defence. Looked like he had some run and dash from the highlights, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Jesse, I will ask you one of these sort of ridiculous questions. Who won the mid-season draft? Let's explore that.
Well, whoever gets the best player. Like, I think it probably comes down to the best player rather than a package of players, right? So who do you think is going to be the best player?
Gotcha.
It could be Ollie Griffin and North Melbourne.
It's just Ollie Griffin,
isn't it? It's going to be Ollie Griffin. I actually think there's merit to that, especially because of the scope and the age.
Yeah, I think potentially he's the highest talent.
Yeah.
But he's probably got to develop the most as well.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, he probably has the highest ceiling.
I think so. I think
I think that's fair. Even over an Artemis, I'd say, from what I can tell.
I think so. I think Artemis is actually more of the, like, you could plug and play right away.
Yeah.
I know he's still young.
Yeah.
But he,
for the role.
I don't think the scope is necessarily, like, what could he possibly be that's so much better than what he already is?
He has to become a midfielder, which is possible.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, let's let him play an AFL game first and just see how he goes. But I mean, Anand looks pretty exciting as that athletic intercept defender.
Yeah.
If he can be a genuine lockdown defender at the same time, he can do some of those other things that he can do.
Yeah.
I think that would be a massive one. And I reckon those types of picks tend to be pretty good ones where they're more of like a local footballer type. I know he's been playing VFL with Geelong, but pretty much plucked out of I don't know, what's that league down there called in Geelong? It's like the Barwon. He was playing for Barwon Heads or something. Like there's a league. I don't know. It's like with Warrnambool and all that stuff, isn't it?
Right. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Let's stay on this.
Country Vic is not my strong suit yet. I'm barely learning the metro area.
I think those types of picks, I mean, that's what a player like Jai Newcombe, for example, he was playing country football. Jack Hutchinson was the same.
Yep.
And essentially somebody found them out there playing those leagues and went like, you should come and play VFL.
Pretty athletic as well.
Yeah, exactly. Daniel Savanos says Bellarine Football League. That's the one.
Gotcha.
It's got pedigree, that league.
Yeah,
pedigree.
Right.
Oh, absolutely love it. Why are so many people talking about Ted Closey? I don't understand.
Well, because he wasn't nominated, but I think because he trained on with a couple of clubs. I feel like he was sought after. I feel like there was like a bit of a bidding war to get Ted Closey as like a train-on player. And that was the last I heard of it because we were loosely involved. So he nominated it and wasn't picked up, which I think is surprising people.
Did you get his previous information? Because I, for some reason, thought he was AFL listed.
Yeah, he has been AFL listed.
He has been, yeah. I was right about that.
Yeah. And his brother's at Gold Coast.
Yes. Yeah. A Mega Princess Penguin says, oh, damn, the headphone hair. Really? It was already
Could
bad.
be me.
Oh, maybe. No, yours looks pretty
don't know.
good. Mine was already
That's fair.
bad. I don't think the headphones actually did anything to it.
Well, your hair's very short, so there's not. Mine's woolly, so like mine.
It can do more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just get flat patches though
Yeah. Fair.
when I like have something like the headphones on.
Yeah.
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 Again, let's stay on this.
Yeah. Mo Salah to Saudi. I've actually just been cheekily watching Oliver Franco highlights.
Really?
Looks like a pretty two-way midfielder, and with
Yep.
with a yard of pace. I reckon that's good.
I love these. Like, you watch a highlights package and you're like, he's kind of got everything.
He's got a penchant for defensive accountability.
Where are you getting that clip from?
I think the Eagles released that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
straight away.
Yeah.
They're all over it.
Yeah. They must pre-package like highlight reels. Averaging over 30 in the sample this year, 8 tackles a game. So prolific inside mid, I think
How old is he?
20.
20. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's still
Do you
young.
reckon he probably, being a Port man, like thought he was going to Port tonight? Got all these assurances and then West Coast take him.
Probably. Well, I actually think that there is truth to that, because why would West Coast have taken a player like that who wasn't really taught? I mean, he had, as I said, somebody gave me a DM, so obviously some people knew, but West Coast had that second pick, so they could have taken, if nobody else was interested, they must have known that somebody else was going to take him, to have taken him at pick 3, I feel.
I think you're likely right there. He says that he chokes on one of Dylan's balls. I think you're
Lightly right.
likely.
Oh, likely right. I think you said lightly right.
I think you're mildly correct there, Dylan.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah. I think you're right. That was a big curveball in terms of this draft.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest curveball.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think?
Oh, they have little noodles in them.
Yeah, they've got pasta inside them. They're
Nice.
arancini.
That's sick.
Arancini balls. Shit. Is there any left?
I'm so sorry. That was the last one.
Only got one.
It was the last one for like half an hour. So I was like, he clearly doesn't want it.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Sorry.
fair enough. Where was I going?
I don't know, Dylan.
Franco, what position does he play for West Coast?
Defensive midfielder, I'd say.
You reckon he's going to play? You reckon he's going to play that role?
Yeah.
What about Herbert?
Yeah, that's an odd one, isn't it? Maybe they're both, and then
Same.
they just fight it out, and they both oust like a Finley McRae from the list.
Could one of them play? Like they've both clearly got utility. Could one of them potentially play as a running defender? Or
We actually have some depth in that position.
can I ask you this? Let's do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Who are your 3 to 5 worst players? The ones that will be first out of the team. Like, there's obviously some guys that are just undroppable.
Talking about best 23.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's a little tricky because we do have a pretty long injury list as well. So like this Cole.
Keep that considered. Like where
Yeah.
you're at now. Let's
Okay.
assume the next month of football.
Okay. Cole. I don't even know if he's actually our worst player.
Everyone's like Duggan.
Yeah, he's just not going to go anywhere. though, is
Harvey Johnson. That'd have to be.
he? He'd be
that's-
it
be in-
it feels harsh, but he would be
yeah,
one of
of
the
course,
first
of course he would.
There's so many champions across the board. I probably wouldn't include Malachi Champion.
No, I think he's made himself.
Yeah, like he would get dropped after like 1 or 2 bad games, but he wouldn't get ousted by these guys.
Not right now.
No, Maric would be a fringe player.
Yeah, I think Maric. I reckon. I'm not a fan of Maric. I know
No?
you are.
I think he has talent.
He does have talent.
I think
he does.
When they took him out of the back line, I saw a clear improvement. So he's in the team for now. I need to see this team. Because in terms of the back line, okay, Duggan would probably be the other weak one.
Do you think Duggan, like there will be actually a tipping point where they actually drop Duggan though? Or is he
Not
too?
this year.
No, I don't
reckon.
think so either.
Yeah.
And that's nothing to do with like where he's at in his career. It's just like, I don't think you guys would do that.
Yeah. So if we're looking at like medium to small players, ignoring like a Rhett Bazzo.
He can't get dropped, can he?
No. Well, not for one of these guys.
No.
And we have Sandy Brock, so in theory.
It's got to be somewhat like for like. That's where I think Harvey Johnson's a good shout, because he's actually one that I think one of these guys could play his position.
As a forward?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, possibly. Bo Allen's in the team. Not a clear established best 22 option. Hamish Davis. Yeah, so probably a Bo Allen actually. Oh, you want to keep playing Bo Allen, but
Yeah, that feels a shame.
yeah, but could Herbert take his spot, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hutchinson's not in right now, is he?
No, but he should be.
Hamish Davis?
Yeah, but again, he plays a unique role that other players don't fill. Like really gut running contest to contest wingman.
Yep.
Whereas I don't know enough about Herbert to think he can do that.
Yeah, okay.
He's a bit more dash with the ball, right? Rather than like at every contest, even just like playing defensive wing. I don't know Herbert well enough yet.
I think Herbert could play across, like he could play anywhere from half back to half forward, and you could give him a job.
Okay.
Like there'd be a cap on, like he can't be Harley Reid.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
he like, I think he could play a lot of different roles.
Yeah, okay.
Potentially.
Yeah.
And we'd get ahead of some of those guys. I reckon he'll play.
Yeah.
I reckon Herbert will be the guy that will come in and play.
Yep.
Franco, maybe he's the one that potentially has to wait. Just given the age profile.
Yeah.
As well.
But we also only need one injury, and he's needed. Like if Yo Touchwood needs a rest, then we're suddenly into that Tom Gross, Elijah Hewitt, and I guess Oliver Franco mix now.
What about North?
What's the context of the question? Sorry,
So
as in how well did
Griffin? Will Griffin?
Oh, will he usurp a player?
Will he usurp? He thinks he will.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to think who is in your starting forward line. There's a Spargo.
Spargo's playing at the moment.
Bubble. Simpkin,
good one. Good Simpkins there.
Dersma.
He's going to get Dersma, I reckon.
Yeah.
People won't be happy with that because people are kind of optimistic about how he's played this season, I suppose. He's come into some form. I reckon Griffin could get him.
Yeah.
The Griffinator.
I'm just trying to have
the medium. It's got to be that, or it's got to be a Zerha type.
Yeah.
Because you can't just add. You couldn't add Griffin in for a Simpkin or a Spargo. I don't think you could make that like for like replacement because we'd be too
unbalanced. What about Constanti? Has he been going better lately? I thought he had some nice moments in the Gold Coast game.
He has some nice moments, but then he does really stupid stuff as well.
Right.
It's real frustrating.
Yeah. Okay.
Thomas Payet says move Trembath further up the field and add in Griffin. Yeah, but for who? That's the problem. You're not dropping Trembath, obviously. Like you're not dropping Larky, obviously. I doubt Darling gets dropped.
Yeah, it's not really a like for like.
No. The Zerha one is a like for like, and then you are looking at somebody like I actually think Spargo has been really good in the last few weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's improved.
Real connection piece.
Real connection piece going inside forward 50. He just has a crack. And I think he's better than a Constanti and a Banch. He could come in for Constanti, but are we too tall then? Are we not small enough?
Possibly. Yeah. But Dersma would be the obvious
I think Dersma's the obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean for Dersma? Where does he go from there? If he got pushed out of the team by Griffin?
Essendon.
He probably does.
West Coast. We're one of the brother teams.
Would you take him? Like what would he give you?
Nah. Go home factor reduces slightly for a couple of years.
We'll take pick 2. Well, no, pick 3.
Yeah, I was going to say you'll have to go to Richmond for that.
Pick 3.
Tomasato says, not convinced on Maric defensively, but his ball usage has kept him in the team recently. Very noticeable versus the Pies late on. When tired players were getting sloppy, he was nailing kicks. Yeah, I thought he's put together a nice little body of work.
He's not Dane Zorko though, is he?
No.
I mean that in the context of like Zorko is probably one of those like rare halfback flankers where like he's just a kicker. He's just a designated kicker. Like he's pretty old now. Like he's not particularly quick or anything. He's just sort of just kicking daggers through the corridor.
Yeah.
I don't know if Maric, you can afford to carry a player like Maric.
As a wingman, I think you could. As like an offensive wingman who floats forward, because he is a natural forward. He's very good around goals. So he'd be more offensive than defensive.
Do you think he's good? Like, can you see him crashing packs like an Ollie Dempsey when he goes forward?
No, he'd be like a lead up.
Yeah, gross.
Like Gunston kind of. Yeah, all Australian Jack Gunston. Yeah.
Yeah, but Gunston's like the only one doing that now.
Yeah.
It's pretty rare. And I think it's pretty suited to, like, I don't think West Coast play anything like that type of football. The last thing I would call you guys is expansive.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. Fair.
Your face.
Yeah.
You're like...
I just like, I didn't know what to do with the word expansive in my head when you said it. But
I just like had that thing in my head there. I'm like, I felt like saying at the end of that, like, no offense. And you're just like, yeah, none taken.
I get your point. I'm not saying he's locked to be a gun. I just think he's in the team right now and he's got some traits. Right, Maric.
Horatio Fitzbastard, what a name, says Dersma is not going to be replaced anytime soon. Thoughts?
I mean, there is a little bit of the sunk cost fallacy with top 5 picks or top 3 picks, so I think it would take a lot for him to get dropped.
Everyone was saying that with Will Phillips, and then he got delisted.
Yeah,
so I think it can happen.
That took a while though, didn't it? That took 5 years.
Yeah, 2020, wasn't he?
Yeah, so 3 years older.
He got delisted last year, so
yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
and that's what we did with Phillips. I think teams were actually keen on him in the preceding years, coming up to the point that we delisted him. But obviously, it just hit it must have hit a point where North were actually like, if we give him away to another club and get something, it's not going to be worth it.
Yeah,
it's like an opportunity cost thing.
Yeah, that's true. Sam Irving says Dev Robertson is a big loss. Glad we picked up some players that could help that role. I agree. And Jack Graham as well, and Jack Hutchinson, who probably played 2 good games and then got injured again. He's very injury prone. Steve Harrington says, I'm a Melbourne supporter. I've gone through a lot of shit games, but I think he is going to be an absolute legend.
You so wanted to put a full stop after that?
Yeah.
After shit?
But I think he's going to be an absolute legend. Who's you referring to?
I've gone through a lot of shit, but I think he's going to be...
I'm not sure who that's in reference to.
I mean, their first pick was Lucas Cook.
Yeah, and then
Fitzgerald, and then Mapley.
Mapley, yeah.
Maybe Mapley? Or is he actually just talking about someone?
I'm not sure.
Did we talk about a Melbourne?
No. Thought Dersma was playing all right earlier this year, though don't watch a lot of North, says Daniel. Yeah, I have seen him play his best footy this year. Probably 2 games where they've been career best games. But I don't watch intently on him week to week.
Yeah, fair enough. Scott's on 360 right now.
Scott just said he disagreed with not trading Maric.
Wow.
That's a big...
He's thrown the Molotov cocktail into the club on the way out.
Yeah.
Shit.
He says Griffin will be a defender and Dersma will stay. What are your thoughts on Griffin as a defender?
Well, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Griffin will be a defender. Oh, maybe. He could. I think he could play as a defender. He'd sort of be like a weird size. Not a weird size, a middle size.
Well, Vlostone's about that height.
Yeah.
Vlostone.
I mean, he's pretty fucking good at that, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't know if you could be putting that on Oliver Griffin. It's possible. I don't know if it helps us, like, specifically fix our sort of key defensive issues, though.
No.
And it'd be a lot for Oliver Griffin to learn how to, like, he's been an offensive player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be a big jump. It's popping up on Twitter. Tom Morris. Brad Scott reveals to the agenda setters it is.
Yeah, that's right.
That he didn't want to trade Zach Merritt. I mean, what a precarious position for Jackson Artemis to be walking into Essendon. Like, on some level, it would be like kind of a good thing for him in the sense that, like, it's whatever he's walking into, it's a brand new club.
Yeah.
So the coach isn't going to have their favourites and stuff like that, but it's a fucking mess.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure he would have much preferred to go to Richmond.
Yeah.
I don't know. Both teams have good talent.
Do you reckon he would have preferred to go to West Coast?
I think, yeah, given that he's West Australian. But only because of that. I wouldn't.
No, other than that, it's a mess as well. But
yeah, we do have some probably superior talent to Essendon, I would say. Like, slightly. Only because of the top end players, not because of the depth of it.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting into the mind of a player, like how cool would it be to play with Harley and Dersma? Probably trumps, Dyson Sharp, Sully Roby.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a little bit of that.
Probably
anyway.
I'd probably rather play with like a Nick Dacos.
Yeah, but we only had Essendon and West Coast to choose from there. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Joshua Shakespeare says Williams said today that he doesn't want to use his right as a free agent. Could be a sign internally that we rate him to continue his form.
It's funny watching you read over all the instruments and all the equipment we have in this room.
I get thrown so easily with that. I'm like, there's one word missing.
I could tripod.
I could probably just guess like what it actually said.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's good. It would kind of suck to lose Bailey Williams for like pick 40.
Yeah. Could be a sign we rate him internally. Yeah, interesting.
I think he's got to be a re-sign given West Coast don't have anything else.
No. Now you haven't picked anyone else up in this either.
Yeah. So he's a priority, absolutely. Van Hatten back on?
Van Hatten back on?
Probably.
Well, that's what, you know what I was just thinking in my head? I was like, well, someone mentioned it in the comments. It was a good shout. Like they're in the national draft, there is a large amount of key defenders.
That's true.
So there's a big pool of key defenders to pick from, and there's a couple of rucks. There's Van Hatten, and failing that, there's Ethan
Herbert. Sorry,
Did
I say Hebert?
I think you mixed Heath and Herbert.
Heathbert. Gotcha. That's a good point. Actually, there's a lot of key backs.
So they might go, we're probably going to get a throw at the stumps at least one of those guys because West Coast are going to have pick 3 at the worst.
Yeah. What do you mean by worst?
Like that'll be the
as
lowest.
High up as they go, probably.
No. I actually meant like.
You reckon?
Well, you're not going to finish any higher than third bottom, are you?
I think that's very up in the air.
Really? You just fucking flip flop so much with that. Like 1 minute you're like we're the worst team that's ever existed.
Yeah.
And now I'm like the best you're going to finish is third bottom, and you're like no.
No, I think we're confusing our conversation.
Oh, are we?
I thought you're saying we won't finish lower than where we are now.
No, I'm not. I'm saying you won't finish higher.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I don't think so.
No, that's what I thought you said the first time.
Yeah, so at worst, it will be pick 3. At best, it'll be pick 1.
Okay, but best and worst can be inverted.
They can be. Yeah, good shout.
Yeah. Pick 1 to 3. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible that you would get off the bottom of off the third bottom, but it's I think we're doing the likely thing.
The two teams that would be there would be Carlton or Port, and they have club tie players anyway, so the pick wouldn't matter, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anyway.
But yeah, you're either going to finish last and get a genuine pop at Harry Van Hatten. If failing that, you're going to get a pop at like there would be an Ethan Herbert type player if you wanted to go down a ruck level, or a Clancy Snell.
Yeah, Clancy Snell would be good.
In the mix, I reckon.
Yeah.
That type of player.
Yeah.
And then you're going to have your 2 end of first rounders, right?
You mean our second pick plus the
freebie pick that you're going to get for the bids.
Yeah.
You're getting pushed back.
Yeah, that's true. Spinkscape says Lawler wasn't a top 5 pick at this time of year 2 years ago. That's true.
Yeah.
In May it was, yeah. So
this early he wouldn't have been considered that. Like it was post champs when he started to firm. Yeah. I think he was always, I don't know, sometimes with that stuff's a bit grey because I feel like he was still talked about.
Yeah.
As like, he was a guy like if he puts it together, he could be a number 1 pick. Like people still said that.
Yeah.
Even earlier.
I think the point
season
was more like Van Hatten being the number 1 pick is certainly no lock.
Nah.
I think that's the point that Spinkscape maybe was making.
Of course not.
And we shouldn't talk about it as though it's
I reckon if you go back to last year, I reckon until the champs, I think I had Cooper Duff Tytler number 1.
Yeah.
Dersma 2 at this point in the season.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it was post champs. And then I think he went to the VFL and started playing to a really high standard there too.
Yeah, he did. And then dominated the champs and kind of took him up a level.
Yeah.
Mulberry Sachs says thoughts on Garrison Ken. I've only seen a little bit of him as part of the AFL Academy.
Yeah.
Good ball user off half back, like a good sort of running defender. Probably, I don't know if he's good enough on the ball to be like a really high pick. I think I'd probably see him as like being a lockdown defender.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he'll go late
at AFL level, but he's got some good physical traits. So I think he's really strong, and if he can sort of start to blanket some small forwards, I think he'd be a later pick though.
Yeah.
He's West Coast NGA.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
Is there a player, just quickly on the national draft, who could be the Lawler this year? The
Like that forward mid type.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
not even players specifically, but who could be like a number one pick that isn't really in the mix right now?
damn,
You can sort of include Archie.
I was going to say I was going to go. Archie Butler is that type of player.
Yeah.
That forward mid, kicks goals, runs through the midfield, impact, speed.
What about Teixeira? Is he a chance? Do you think he could potentially be pick one with the right performances?
Oh, could he be pick one?
It would take some performances, wouldn't it?
It would,
it wouldn't
yeah.
just be attributes, right?
Yeah, he would have to perform, but like he's pretty good. He's actually pretty good. So the skill, like the combination of speed and power and skill, there are some Lawler-nesses to him. So Archie Butler, Archie Butler's a similar type, but like kind of he's been up there since the beginning.
Yeah.
Teixeira, I can't think of anyone else off the top of my head that has that. Like not that could be a number one pick.
Yeah.
Like there could be a bot. I mean, go back to last year, Sullivan Roby. Like he's kind of that player.
Yes.
But like he couldn't get to number one.
No.
You know what I mean? Like they still valued that bottom age and sort of runs on the board of the Dersmers and the Duff Teitlers and those types. But Roby looks pretty damn good. Yeah. So even if there could be a player like, I don't think there'll be a bolter that big, but there could be someone that makes a run, improves in the back half of the year. Yeah,
because Roby was one of the biggest drafters in like a decade, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just don't think that really happens. We've actually got a super chat there, Jesse.
Hey.
Mitch Ross.
Thank you, Mitch Ross. Do you think Pies recruiting a 26, 22 and 27-year-old indicates another flag push in the near future?
Jesse just grinned at me. You just gave me a little side eye. I mean, I don't really know what Collingwood are doing. It feels a little bit like Collingwood at the moment are treading water and they're just hoping they can nail some free agents.
Gross. Yes, I do agree. I think this is more of a transition thing. I don't know if I don't think it's a top-up thing to get these players in. They're going to need players who are going to be not experienced but mature.
They need warm bodies.
They need the next set of veterans because all their veterans are about to drop off a cliff in their age, right? So they actually need that tier, middle tier of their list to be supplemented and then hit the draft presumably, or they take pick 10 and trade it.
It doesn't feel like from the draft though they're going to get enough quality because they're just not going to be high enough to be able to take it through the draft. So then it has to kind of knock on their door a little bit. I feel like they need a Butters. They need that level of player, I think.
Oh, you could probably still get a good player at pick 10.
Oh, you can get a good player. Yeah, sure. But you sort of have to nail, like you have to probably have to pull someone like a Chad Warner from like a pick 30 or something, which doesn't happen very often.
No, they'll be hoping it's Sam Swadling.
It's not.
I'm not sure about Sam Swadling.
No, he's not the Chad Warner.
No.
He looks all right.
Yeah,
he looks all right.
He's all
right. Joshua Shakespeare says, heaps of hype last year on Heath Melody. Could be one to keep an eye on. Yeah, he was my most recent ranking. I think I had him at 10 or 11.
Probably the main
WA
guy. I think there's a big gap to the next one.
Yeah, he's very silky.
Yeah.
I want to see him at Champs. I want to see him up against, because he's missed a lot of the start of the year. Played the last academy game, but he was quiet. He was coming back from injury.
Yeah.
I want to see what he can do up against these guys. I think you'll get to see him. You know, you would assume that given his status in the WA team, he'll be like a bit of a leader.
Yeah.
So you kind of see how he can kind of rise to that as well.
That's true. Who would be the next highest rated? I suppose Kobe Lacroix, maybe. Lucas Robinson. I don't know if these guys go early.
Massive Lacroix fan.
No, I think Robinson and Lacroix probably go late as well.
Not a massive Robinson fan either.
No.
But now it just sounds like I'm saying all the Western Australia.
I'll share that with you. I don't think those guys go early. Doesn't mean they won't be good long term, but I just don't see them getting drafted early.
There's a world where Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, Leclerc proves me wrong. I don't know if I like that type that he is.
Yeah,
he's a bit in between. I'm trying to think who else they've got.
WA.
I mean, think about
Harper Banfield. Again, he'll go late if at all.
Yeah, well, at the moment. But okay, so who was the top? Tell me who the top WA prospect was last year.
Ended up being Farrow.
It ended up being Farrow. And you said ended up being Farrow because he made a late run.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we were having this conversation last year, I wouldn't have mentioned him.
Yeah, okay, true. Yeah, I think the WA noise was around Fred Rodriguez, Cody Curtin. I reckon he had a profile at the start of the year.
Yeah, I didn't
Probably
think.
the name,
I was a
though.
bit the same last year though. Like with those, like I didn't really think Fred Rodriguez was like a top 20 guy.
No, yeah, fair.
And Curtin always had that thing of like he's a monster. He's like a bear in the square, but like
he kicked goals.
Kick goals.
Yeah.
He kicked goals. And he's looked all right. He's played for Brisbane, which is crazy that he's debuted already. New Heaven says Lucas Robertson has ties to Freo, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's
NGA
to Freo. Right. Teresa Jade says these pies picks are purely so they don't bottom out and can take picks and develop them. They won't win a flag, but not rebuilding is the aim.
Yeah, I think you summed it up pretty well there. I mean, I think you can call it a rebuild if it's a transition, but I agree with what you're saying there. So wait, which 3 players did Collingwood end up with? Jackson Voss didn't get picked up, did he?
No.
Yeah.
So they went. I feel like Collingwood are always the master manipulators with the mid-season draft. Like I remember last year they were linked. I can't remember who it was. They were linked to 2 guys in their VFL, and they even came out and said like we'll be taking from our program this year, and then they just took 2 completely different guys.
Yeah.
Noah Howes out of South Australia. So yeah, they took Harrison Coe.
Yep.
They took Liam Puncher, and they took Mitch Pajarski.
Is that a good haul?
I don't know much about Puncher.
Yeah.
Pajarski's like not just the name, but like he's been compared to James Podsy Adley.
Not just the name.
Like
it starts with a P.
It starts with a P and it's European.
Yeah.
I don't know. A bit of Polish heritage there, I would say. I think he's which is even funnier again because of his name. I think he's a podiatrist.
Oh yeah.
Podarski.
Yeah.
Pod.
I get
he
it.
He really lent into.
Oh, Pod. Yeah, true. Podsy Adley.
Yeah,
I see how it all connects now.
Podarski. Yeah, he's a podiatrist. I think he's 27 or 28.
Yeah.
He's in that age range.
Interesting.
And yeah, he's probably worked as a podiatrist. He's probably worked with athletes. Like he likes feet.
Yeah. and long walks on the beach.
So that's a stopgap, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's definitely a stopgap forward.
Yeah.
But like again, I mentioned my check before. Like you kind of never know. You draft that mid-20s guy. Like maybe they come in and they just exceed your expectations.
Yeah. I mean, if he's a VFL leading goal kicker, as Mitch Ross points out, then there's some ability there to. What I mean is, like, if you're the top goal scorer in the VFL, you're probably going to play reasonably well at AFL.
Yeah.
It doesn't always work like that, but at least there's some form there.
Harrison Coe, I want to actually have a bit of a look. I think he was playing footy, if I'm not mistaken, for Beaconsfield in the Eastern Footy League.
Okay.
He's playing for Frankston at the moment. So he's like, in theory, he's the Oscar Steen replacement, right?
Yes. Yeah. How tall is he?
204.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a bit of a monster. So he's going to give Darcy Cameron a bit of a chop out. Like you can see how they've wanted to use Cameron this year. More of that. Like they really like him when he's rolling back and taking those intercept marks. So you want that second ruckman to be able to give him a bit of a chop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon Harrison Coe. I reckon I watched him years ago play footy for Beaconsfield.
Okay.
In the Eastern Footy League. I'm just on Play HQ, just corroborating that. Oh, he's down here for Moralbark. Okay, maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm lying about that, Jesse. But that's the ruck pick. And then you've got, Liam Puncher, who I'm pretty vague on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Teresa said that the other 2 were linked, but Puncher was the shock. Sounded vaguely sexual. Yeah.
Puncher was the shock.
Well, in terms of the pick by Collingwood, the other 2 were forecasted by the media. Was her point.
Yes.
Puncher played with Angus Anderson and Sturt when they won their premiership, says Mitch Ross.
Is this like another one of those Jackson Voss, Tom McCarthy?
Yeah,
like draft my mate kind of ones.
Yeah.
Mitch Rose. Why is Dylan the 2015 Instagram filter?
I think they're referring to the lens flare you had earlier. Mind you, I can't see it right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it just comes up. We've actually got a beautiful fire on the screen now.
Yeah.
Ambience.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was doing it as much.
Yeah.
Since the blue thing. CT01 ABC says, thoughts now on rating Matt Carroll as well as other Carlton guys so low on your young talent video. Yeah, Jesse.
What?
Why did you rate Matt Carroll so low? What did we give him?
Did we give him +2? I thought he was a +2.
I think he's a +2.
I think it's still probably about right.
If we gave him a +1, I'd probably bump him up.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a +2 minimum.
Yeah.
As well as other Carlton guys. So who would you bump up there, CT?
Maybe Ison.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just hadn't seen anything from him.
Yeah. I mean, I did follow him a lot in his draft, but
Yeah.
I thought
Maybe I'll pay that. He probably could go up. in
yeah,
time.
yeah, he's done really well. I don't think there was anyone else. I think
Like,
maybe people thought, because I think we put Jagger +3. I'm totally comfortable with that.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
Ethan Drever, a perfect fit for West Coast. His overlap running fits Mini's style, plus he's good in the contest and runs defensively.
Yeah.
Does that sound good to me?
Yeah, Drever's a good one.
I've also liked Noel Williams for being suitable.
Yeah,
So there's a
Noel
few
Williams would
options.
be that genuine, just like little hard nut, little Andy Brayshaw in there
Yeah.
for West Coast. And you guys definitely need an Andy Brayshaw.
Yeah, we do. We do. But look, we've kind of addressed that a little bit even in this mid-season draft, that two-way kind of player.
Zedman, the Tiger Man, says lots of SANFL players were picked up and the VFL ones were ignored. Thoughts on that, Jesse?
SAFL and the VFL. I don't really have any thoughts about that, to be honest.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting because a lot of the VFL guys were the ones linked. I suppose that's Victorian
Victorian
media,
bias.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Vic bias, yeah.
Oh,
No, but
well,
it's Victorian media,
It
right?
is in the sense that, a lot of the guys that for me, like I don't watch SANFL State League week in, week out. Like I'm going off names and I've seen the odd clip here and there of some of those guys, but I don't watch them week in, week out, where I reckon a lot of the Melbourne media people, like even a Cal Toomey, like he's connected to the guys that watch VFL.
Yes.
But I don't think he'd have as many ears and eyes on the ground in SA.
Yeah. Unless he's playing a very intricate game of Twister.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, I agree.
But I do think SA in general are having a bit of a footy renaissance at the moment. Like, won the champs last year. I think they're going to be really, really strong this year again in the under 18 champs.
Yeah. Who are their best kids this year? Obviously, there's Herbert.
So
there's Patterson.
Yes, Ethan Herbert. There's Patterson. I'm just trying to think. There's Mitch Harris.
Okay.
The key defender.
Yeah.
There's Harry Franz. Who's that guy for Woodville? The Woodville guy. Hawthorn NGA. Jack Lays.
Okay.
Jack Lays is good. Lockie Wirtz, small forward. They're the ones that are coming to mind. I feel like I'm missing some. Coda Edwards.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah, South Adelaide. He's probably the most highly rated.
Yeah. Okay.
Of all of them, that kind of medium forward. So yeah, they've got good talent again. I think they'll be right up there.
Yep. Teresa Jade says Pods kicked 54 goals last year in 18 games. That is an outstanding record.
Daniel Sabanos says it's Richmond father-son. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep, 100%. What did Teresa say, sorry?
Pods kicked 54 goals last year in 18 games.
Pajarski?
Yeah.
Yep.
Although Pods Yardley was once on Collingwood's list as a youngster.
Was he?
When he came back to the AFL.
I didn't know that.
Like he'd been on a list before, but people didn't remember him.
Right.
Yeah, he was like in AFL 2003, I want to say, on the video game.
That's ironic that he won a flag against them.
Yes, he did. Yeah. I wonder how many players in the AFL have won a flag against their former club. Luke Ball comes to mind. Pods Yardley, I suppose, counts.
Luke Ball. That was a big one, wasn't it?
That's another, Collingwood-related one.
Got little game time again in the Geelong Grand Final, right, Ball? The losing Geelong Grand Final, and then went to Collingwood in 2010.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes.
Jason Ball did it against West Coast. Fun fact.
Against West Coast. So what, for Hawthorn?
Jason Ball won a premiership for Sydney in 05.
I don't even know who Jason Ball is.
He was a ruckman.
Okay.
Yeah. 05 premiership, Sydney ruckman.
Good chat.
Let us know in the chat anyone else you can think of. Played a grand final and won against their old team.
Should we wrap up, Jesse?
Yeah, I think we've just ticked over 2 hours or just under.
We've got 200 in the chat, guys.
Been a big
Thank
show.
you so much for being with us tonight.
You're welcome.
That was so fun. That was so fun. We had a couple of technical difficulties.
Yeah, it was only me that missed out, so it's fun.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
No, I'm actually going to go home and edit it, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, no, that was great. I love doing those kind of, I don't know, ad hoc streams for the draft nights. A lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was a good productive show tonight. Good. Lots of people joined in. It was really nice. And we're back on Sunday night for Spoon Bowl 2.
Spoon Bowl 2. Essendon versus West Coast. So what do we need to say about that from a housekeeping point of view? We have Teresa
Yes.
from Bomber Banter coming on the show.
Teresa.
Fiona.
Teresa's in the comments.
Jeez. It's been a long couple of days.
We have Teresa from Bomberman.
It was Teresa Jade. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fiona from Bomber Banter we have coming on the show,
Yeah.
which will give us a genuine rivalry, Jesse.
It will.
You for West Coast,
Yeah.
her for Essendon.
And then I reckon 2 weeks-ish later, you and I go head-to-head. We're going to do North and West Coast.
Ugh,
Yeah. Ooh. Not looking forward to that?
stinky.
Yeah.
It smells.
So, yeah, we've got a few rivalry games coming up. Teresa Jade says, ew, I don't support Essendon.
Yeah,
How gross.
sorry about that, Teresa. I must have had your name in my head and then kind of came back to that.
Yeah.
We'll wrap that up then. We will wrap up. Thank you guys again for being with us. That was awesome fun. And we'll see you all on Sunday.
Sunday night.
Sunday night, then into Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got
Gonna
a few shows coming up.
couple of big days there
I'm
as well, I
knackered.
reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you all.
Sounds good. See you guys.